So, hi, I'm here. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. Hermes is here and he's being a bit of a brat, but that's because I've been gone for 5 days. He's downstairs. Hi. I also have no makeup on. My hair is a little greasy from the plane because I had 2 flights. So, he's allowed. He is, unfortunately. He's the only man that is allowed to irritate me. A warning. Explain Jade. You won the Swole Grand Prix with the Prime Boost. Thank you for subscribing. I made my French onion pasta. Oh. Okay, good. I made my French onion pasta again because one had the onion still sitting on the counter, and I was like, you know what, I should get that sorted. I should handle that, at least half of it. So I did that, and then I went to the store because I had to get more food for Hermes before I picked him up. And I got a can of low sodium lentils. So I added lentils in instead of doing meat this time. So we're gonna see how that goes. It tastes fine. I wish I'd cooked the lentils in the pasta and just doubled my water a little bit more. Maybe like my normal water. Because what I do is I French the onions, as you do, okay? Then add, balsamic vinegar, a little bit of heavy cream, put in the noodles, and then put beef broth, water and beef broth concentrate on top of that, okay? And then the pasta cooks, so it sucks everything up really well, okay? And it becomes a sauce, like the water cooks down perfectly. And then towards the end, when the pasta was like al dente, is when I put in the lentils. I should have put the lentils in earlier because I think it would have sucked up more of the flavor. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck was your door unlocked when you came home? Dude, still don't have an answer. Okay, because the door unlocking, so what's irritating, and everyone's like, you probably left it unlocked, okay? I left at 5 a.m. on Thursday. It is possible that I left it unlocked. What's not possible is the fact that both of the doors leading to my bathroom and my bedroom were closed. I definitely didn't do that. So I talked to maintenance. They said that there's no, they had no reason to go in the apartment. They definitely did not. I know both those guys. I'm not worried about it. But they would be the ones with the keys. And again, if they had come in the apartment, it's totally fine because they're painting the outside of the building, okay? So originally while I was gone, they were gonna do it starting today, and they ended up canceling it because they had to order some different paint or something because of how much sun that side of the building gets or something. I don't know, don't ask me. And so I figured, maybe they had come in and put a tarp down and close the doors to make sure no paint, like maybe to do measurements or something, and then they scrapped it halfway through. Because sometimes they start at the top and work down. They don't always work from the bottom up. They start at top, work down. And they were like, no one, that didn't happen. No one came in. So I don't like it. Like you guys, and some of you, chat knows, you guys know, I'm not gonna be here for too much longer. It's not nothing. It's not like I'm leaving in a week, but like I am moving out in a couple of months. So I'm choosing to not panic. Nothing's missing. I checked everything important. My passport was literally on the counter and that's fucking there still. I had euros on my apartment's a mess, okay? I'm messy, okay? I'm clean, but I'm messy, okay? I make that distinction because some people are moving out, some people just moved in, but people are throwing out like couches and furnitures. Guys, the way some people live is actually heinous. Like, can I be so for real? Like, as someone that has lived in like some pretty gross places, my own place, I'm messy. There's stuff everywhere, okay? But like, things are clean, okay? If I spill something, if Hermes has an accident, if there's dirt tracked in, I deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's stuff all over my apartment, but like clean things are, you know what I'm saying? Tidy? No, fuck no. Clean? Yeah, okay. And so to then see someone's couch that is soaked in mystery stains and I understand cats. I've had cats thrashed from cats, all angles. And that was in where you sleep. Like I'm fascinated. You know what I'm saying? You buying a house? God, no. What money? No. Do you like orzo? I do. See, this was canned lentils. So the thing with these were low sodium canned lentils. Beans, lentils, things like that. You can buy canned. It's fine. Just look for low sodium. Be aware of your sodium intake, things like that. These were low sodium. There's literally like no salt flavor to them whatsoever, which is fine. So I was able to add more salt to the pasta. But I just think they would have soaked up more of the flavor if I'd cooked them on the water a little longer, you know? So, but yes, I'm back from Pittsburgh. And I think it just like I think I was so stressed out about the apartment thing because like logically I probably what also stresses me out as well is so while I was gone, some people moved into the unit across the hall from me. The college students that were there moved out a while ago, which I knew someone else was going to be moving in at some point, obviously. I haven't met them yet. I only met the maintenance guys because they were helping them with a few things. But I was like, did they go in my apartment? I don't think they did. I want to make this clear. And also what's annoying is my fucking Furbo is disconnected because before I left, my Wi-Fi was having issues. So I like unplugged everything that like used Wi-Fi to like reset everything, and I just never plugged the Furbo back in. That would have gotten a fucking recording if anyone had come in the apartment. I came home from I was gone since Thursday, and I came home and my door was unlocked, and the doors in my apartment were closed, but no one was in my apartment. I checked everywhere. I literally went through, I checked under my bed, which I don't think Hermes can barely fit under there, like a human's not, you know? So little things like that, you know? But also it was like, I fully thought I was gonna see a scrap, not a scrap, just an argument more than anything, because there was a child involved, so I don't think it would have been a fight, but I was expecting a little bit of a tiff on my flight from Atlanta. So originally, I had a straight shot flight from Pittsburgh through United. I could not get an earlier flight, and it was a really late flight. They booked me at like 5 p.m., and I was like, that's crazy. So I ended up just booking my own flight coming home, and so I couldn't get a straight shot because Delta hates Pittsburgh, I guess. So I flew to Atlanta, one of my least favorite airports ever. No offense to Atlanta. That airport just fucking sucks, okay? It's really stressful. I've got it down to a science, okay? But like, I do hate that airport, okay? It regularly upsets me. And I don't know why every airline gives, if you have a connection at Hartsfield-Jackson, they will give you the shortest possible connection. I got an hour and 45 minutes. Somehow that was almost not enough time, okay? So, yes. Hang on. I'm hoping the lentils will thicken up the sauce a little better. But, I mean, it sucked up the sauce pretty well. See, I still could have probably added more salt, but I think it's fine. Amanda, if you were an event, you'd be open sauce. The one video I can't post because there wasn't one, because it was when I was walking around alone. There was a table set up where you could help them prep fossils. They went to Fossil Ridge in Montana and got a slab literally like 2 days before the event, and then started like having people like help prep fossils. I was talking to the guy whose table it was. He was working on the sandblaster. I'm like, sorry, I just want to see what you're working on. He was like, do you want to try it? I got to use a sandblaster on a fossil. And there's no photos or video evidence of it at all. Do you know how fucking fun that was? You guys, I'm gonna become... So if you're like an uncredited archaeologist, are you just a grave robber at that point? Like, are you just an asshole? Do we just get into criminality? Like, what? Like, is there amateur archaeologists, or are you just a criminal? How rich you are? Gotcha. Not much. Don't got a lot of Fremo. You don't have, no, I fucking hated San Diego Comic-Con. You guys, I really did. I actually hated it. And I was devastated by that. I got invited to a bunch of stuff, not inside SDCC. I got invited to events surrounding San Diego Comic-Con, and I thought about it, but I was already locked in on the Pittsburgh thing. Techo brought me out, for those of you who don't know. There's no event for Techo. There's not going to be, a video for Techo. They're getting all my notes. because they wanted me to see how they're doing, basically. And so for me to be 100% honest, they're getting like a deck. They get a deck and there's no video, okay? Because I don't do paid reviews. They didn't pay me. They covered my flight and my hotel. Oh yeah, also they kind of booked my hotel wrong and we had no way of knowing. So basically, I gave them flights originally and I tried to leave late Sunday night because I was like, that's plenty of time. The event ends at like 3. And they were like, no, we would like for you to come to our event party, like the after party. And I was like, you know what, respectfully, I don't really do that. Parties are not my thing. And also I feel like since you're bringing me out to like consult basically, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm imposing, even if they're inviting me. And my manager was like, they're literally inviting you. I'm like, I hear you, but it's like a thing, you know? Like I know that if I was a volunteer at an event and I was at the after party for the event we put on, the YouTube bitch who's here to just review it, if I saw her there, I'd be annoyed. Even if they like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, oh no, I can't relax. I can't enjoy myself because what's she gonna say? And that's happened a few times with me at parties. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna go to the party. No big deal. They booked my flight for Monday anyway. That flight really late, okay? But they always booked my flights, okay? I didn't even know what hotel I was staying at till the day before the event, okay? If that, like the night before, okay, before I get on the plane. So I never had access to the bookings. They never even said like, oh, you're with us for X amount of nights. I was like, yeah. I gave them my card to put, just have a charge for the room in case there was any issues. That's how it works. No big deal. Sunday comes around, I go to the event, I'm there for a couple hours. I was like, I'm gonna get as many more panels in as I possibly can, do another loop of the floor. I already pretty much had all of my thoughts like locked in of like, this is what I'm thinking. But I got a couple of messages from people being like, did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see that? So I was like, let me go do a loop, you know? But I ate something because they had multiple booths that were selling like Japanese snacks. I do think they just got everything from H Mart. And like a few, I don't know what other you know, shops are out in Pittsburgh, but like everything I was like, okay, I see these are all from H Mart. Like I've seen all of these, you know. And so I got one of the Hokkaido rolls. They actually have them at Daiso. They also could have gotten everything from Daiso too. And so I just got one of the little, it's like a bun, but it's like got Hokkaido cream in it. And I've had them a ton. But I don't know if this one had been sitting out or what. I don't know. But my stomach got queasy, which happens from time to time. My stomach's annoying, especially when I'm traveling a lot. Especially because I've been eating so healthy, and then now I can't eat healthy because everything is poisonous because Trump gutted the FDA with dumb fuck Doge. Okay. So everything, there's no testing. Nothing's being tested. So I just felt queasy. I knew I would be fine, but I was like, you know what, to be on the safe side, just so I'm not... just in case it's not that, just in case I throw up. I was already masking the whole event, but I was like, let me go back to the hotel. And it was like 1:32-ish, okay? Go back to my room, and basically where they had some of us, I think I was where they put the voice actors. I don't know. But it was like on the first floor, and it was like a separate hallway that was marked off. So I went and I swiped my card, it's going yellow. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's weird. It must have gotten deactivated in my bag. I'm on the phone with my dad. I was like, hey, my card got deactivated. I got to go. Hang on. Go and just talk to them. It's like, oh, you're not deactivated. You were checked out. Pardon? All my stuff's in there. And my flight's tomorrow. So he's like, okay, yeah, let me see what I can do. They ended up calling over the manager. I even checked to see if I could get a flight out that night. I was like, okay, it's early enough. I could get like a 8 p.m. flight maybe. Everything booked out. Nothing available. There's not a ton of flights coming to LAX from Pittsburgh. So I was a little short on options. So I was like, okay. Meanwhile, as I'm waiting for him to like make time, because people keep calling, he keeps saying, no, we're fully booked up. We're fully booked up. I'm like, fuck. Calls the manager over. She's like, he's gonna be on the phone for a while. What can I help you with? And I was like, so, I booked nothing. Convention booked everything. I've been told I haven't checked out of my room. I would really like to stay another night. I can move rooms. I can pay for another night. I don't care, you know, but I gotta stay another night. And she was like, oh, were you one of the rooms I'm trying to get a hold of? So I think they auto checked out a bunch of people because I think it was a block of rooms and it was just till Sunday. And so some of us, like, some people were still at the con. So, like, but they booked my flight, so I didn't know that. And so the number that they had was not even my number. It was some 800 number that they couldn't get a hold of because it wasn't working. So she was like, I was like, I totally cool to charge my card. And she was like, no, I'm charging the convention. Don't worry about it. I was like, okay. So stayed another night. I don't think my card was charged. I think they just charged the con card, which I felt bad about, but also they booked my flight, so I had no other options. Alas, you know. Might as well. Yes, Jess, I did know that. It's called Exit 8. It was the manager's goal. Yeah. I think it was probably an issue she realized she was going to be dealing with a lot. And I was like, thank God I came back now. And like, I didn't come back. Because originally I was like, maybe I'm hungry for real food. So I went and walked around like the area of the convention looking for food spots and nothing looked good. So I was like, God, okay, let me go back to the room and then I'll like readjust and order food or something. Because they gave me a per diem on top of that. So, well, like it would have been fine if I had known. But even then, if they just said, we're paying for your room till Sunday, I would have been like, okay, then I'm going to request that you book the original flights that I sent over, which was Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't know. So, alas. It got sorted. I made it home. But yeah, it was what it is. What is this? What is this from? Sparkling. It's a dumb, when your attractive friends won't date, and it's from months ago. It's like one of those archaeology dig games that we found, because I was like, I want an archaeology game, you know. It's from 5 months ago, and it's when I'm using like it's this clip here. Why am I telling you this when I can just send the link in chat like a normal person? There we go. Basically Strangelo. No, I know, but if like they had been like it would have been. My point is, it's like if I had known, I would have handled it earlier, you know. So it is what it is. What is this? A lentil seed? It's a seed. This is so good. I needed this. I needed just like non-con food. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. My friend at Open Sauce was like, I worry about you, by the way. I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, she was reading this study. She told me the name of it. I don't remember what it was. But she was like, basically they say that every time you sleep in a new bed, that first day, you are guaranteed to get worse sleep that first day. Okay? Because it's an unfamiliar place. So like subconsciously you don't feel safe, things like that. Okay? And she's like, with how much you travel, you're like always sleeping in a new bed. And so I worry that you're not getting enough sleep. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. I usually don't have that issue because I'm usually like, because I get up so early for flights, by the time it's bedtime, like even if I'm in a new time zone, I can go to bed by 11 p.m. I can time it. Even with like my intermittent insomnia, like I can pretty much get it down to a science. What I'm currently worried about, thank you for following, what I'm currently thinking about a lot is I feel like it's probably bad for the difference in climates that I'm in. Because it's summer, okay? But like this month alone, I have gone around so many different places. Like let me pull up. Hang on, let me pull up my calendar so I can go through this. Okay, it's July. So I was in LA for Anime Expo, okay? French Fry Festival here as well. Boiling hot. It's currently, we have a heat advisory in effect. It is currently 92 degrees where I'm at. When you walk outside, I walked to the grocery store earlier to get dog food and lentils. I felt like I was baking in an oven. Walking. I was in a sundress. I wasn't even wearing this. I'm wearing a loose t-shirt and shorts. I was wearing a sundress and I felt like I was baking alive, okay? Then I go to Fanatics Fest in NYC. Also boiling, but swampy, okay? It was like a 95. It was super humid and it smelled like a campfire because of the fires, okay? It was swampy. Then I go to Open Sauce. Very nice. Near the water, a little more temperate, okay? Like a nice, got hot, but it was still like a nice like 75. It was very livable. You know what I'm saying? Like it was very like, it was like standard when you think about California summer. Come back to LA. Here for 3 days, okay? Go to Pittsburgh, okay? Again, in LA, boiling, dying, hot. I go to Pittsburgh. It is still warm, but again, much more reasonable, okay? Reasonable, like a 75, maybe an 80. But it's not the humid and it's not the dry that we get down here. You know what I'm saying? Then I now come home. And then, guys, I'm going to Illinois so that I can go, wait for it, to the Women's Professional Baseball League opener. Ba-ba-ba-bam! And allegedly, I get to go to Media Day. Allegedly. So, I'm going to be in Springfield to go see women's baseball for the first time in a couple decades. Very cool. Very exciting. Very demure. Okay? Very cutesy with it. All right? It's going to be hot as fuck there, too. So again, I'm more worried for my, like the back and forth my body's doing. Like I'm shocked. My back has been bugging me, which I do think is mostly flights. But yeah, that's too hot. It's too hot. It is too hot. So I'm very excited for women's professional baseball. So yes. Ba, 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 ba. So that'll be fun. But yeah, that's what I'm mostly worried about is the back and forth. Oh, I wasn't going to talk about this. We've talked about it briefly. I was going to be talking about this because this is upsetting to me. Because there's a child involved. However, I want all the parents arrested too. I want them all charged for, at the very least, child endangerment, if not neglect, okay? The David case and Celeste Rivas case, in the murder of Celeste, okay? Don't put me on that jury. There's so much evidence, like there's no trial yet. I think this is all just pre-trial. It's all so fucking upsetting. It's all horrifying. What happened to that little girl, I also want to know. Oh God, see, because it's complicated here. There is evidence been put forward that she had multiple abortions. At least one confirmed that they talked about. Or a second one where she referenced it, but then he was like, when are you going to get the appointment done? And it's like she was 13, 14, but then also she's like, ugh, see, but I want to protect the girl. Oh, God, I hate these things. God, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it because who took her there? This girl couldn't drive. Who took her where? You know? David's side of things, they just put forward a document. There's now a document proof. Because her parents are like, oh, we did what we could. There's evidence that they did what they could. Not enough, frankly, okay? Hi, you're not leaving this home alone, ever. There's a document that I think they've put into evidence, okay? Because I believe they're just doing discovery right now. It's a parental travel consent form. Her parents signed off, allegedly, on her going to London with David. She left the country with him and got a parental consent form signed. And do you expect me to believe that you did everything to keep your daughter away from that man? Because my dad's never hit me. But if I walked up to him with that at 13, 14 years old, I just want to go to London with this guy, singer that I like. He would have beat my ass and been like, who the fuck? Everyone would have been called. I would have been sent to a nunnery maybe, okay? But like the last thing he's doing is signing that fucking paper, you know? They're putting it forward as if it's not forged currently. Now, again, this is just putting documents out. Nothing's been confirmed yet. But again, to leave the country, even if she was 14, 13, you still need a passport to leave the country as a minor. She would need the passport. Oh, also, there's evidence that his mom knew about her, including text messages when she was pregnant at one point, Celeste, okay, because he assaulted her because she was a minor, okay? Apparently, his mother, now we don't know what he told her. Oh, this girl I'm seeing is pregnant. Apparently his mom, according to him, made him ask, hey, my mom wants me to ask, is it mine? She's like, of course. What do you mean? You're the only one I've been with? So, and again, at one point, Celeste threatened to text his mom because of how he was treating her, because she wanted to end the relationship. How is that her only concern? I want everyone arrested. I want charges, actually. Child endangerment minimum. I hate this. I hate this whole thing. Supposedly they met when she was 11 and he was 18, and then they started a relationship supposedly when she was 13. Supposedly. He is currently, how old is he right now? He's 21 now, yeah. So that would track, I think, with the ages. Screams in the fucking void, what the fuck, yeah. Bunny of Night Vale, you won the Swell Grand Prix. They were subscribing. Yeah, no, the other case that I literally, every time I hear this and the article comes back up, I call my dad again, okay? Because, this other case, this is a different case. There's so much. When you are blending families, okay? So my dad has never dated anyone with, oh no, he did date someone with children. But when we were adults, okay, Lisa never had children because she was worried about her life expectancy with her cancer. She treated me and my brother as her children. So Anna Kepner, okay, is the girl who was murdered allegedly by her stepbrother, okay, on a cruise, for those of you that missed that case, okay? She was 18, he's 16, okay? And there is evidence that he was obsessed with her. And apparently, her mom, his dad. They thought it was fine for them to share a room on a cruise. When she had told other people that he made her uncomfortable and he was being weird and like didn't want to do that. But when you're blending a family, especially with children, especially with teenagers around the same age, there is a lot of like research around. There's no, we don't know what we're supposed to do. There's plenty of child psychologists out there that have talked about the importance of having bedrooms away from each other when you have teenagers, blended families, because hormones are weird and everyone knows they're not related. Okay, there's ways to do it. Okay, hell, when my mom, we don't give her much credit. Okay, but when my mom moved us in with her boyfriend that she did believe she was going to marry, I knew he was never going to marry her because he had never married anyone else. Okay, but he had a teenage son that was a little older than my brother. Okay, my room, I had a sick room. It was an attic apartment above the garage. I was on the opposite end of the house from everyone else. Okay, everyone else, all the boys' rooms. I was up here. Okay. Now, if anything, not that no one was concerned about anything bad happening, but like it would take a lot, okay, for there to be shenanigans, okay? That is the right way to do it, okay? And certainly, I never shared a room with them while traveling. If anything, we were all in the same room because we were going, like literally the whole family. Like we were all on our little cots, my mom, her boyfriend, because we were going snowboarding and we were saving as much money as possible so that we could all get lift tickets. That was it. They found her body a few days before her 15th birthday. If I remember correctly. So she never made it to 15. Hi, Sonic. But one thing that's really upsetting me, aside from numerous things about the Anna Kepner case, her father, her biological father, okay, apparently has stated, and I think her mom is not going to the case now either. Her dad apparently thinks that it's too difficult to go to the trial, okay? His daughter's murder trial. And every time I hear that, I call up my father. And I'm like, listen to me, right? I don't care who it is. I don't care what the circumstances are. If I'm murdered and I, from another plane, hear that you're not going and you're making statements that you're not going because it's too difficult, I'm haunting your ass, okay? You love me, you suffer through the court trial, okay? If you get a chance, you bum rush the defense stand and you beat the shit out of that person, okay? You know, he's like, gotcha. You know, same with him. I do the same thing. We're not religious, so we don't have that whole God wants me to forgive you. We won't do that shit. No. Anything happens to anyone in my family, they have to deal with the wrath of me for the rest of life. Take yourself out. You think Nancy Grace is bad? Okay. God, you think her being on what's her name's neck, Casey Anthony's neck, for over a decade and a half? God, it'll be worse. So shady question. Okay, because I'm getting bits and pieces, because as I said, this case makes me uncomfortable. Okay. Other than reporting her as running away, did they ever report him for assaulting her, kidnapping, rape of a minor? Like, Because it's one thing to report her missing. It's another thing to have some inkling of what's going on. What I heard was that he was not expressionless, that he was locked in. There's seemingly evidence that he had a gore fetish. Look at some of his music and things like that. So he was transfixed while watching the crime scene photos. So, yeah. So anyways, every day is hell. It's awful, and I hate it. See, again, until they're literally locked up permanently, I don't have faith in this arrest this time around. I just don't. What is this, the third time? And again, if that parental consent to leave the country thing is real, you know, I hate it. And then what else? Formula One this weekend. I was dozing. I was so fried. I was dozing off during the race yesterday. The 1.1 second or 0.1 mile per hour over speed limit in the pit lane. I know everyone hates that penalty for Lewis, but like if they're being consistent with penalties this season, then I'm fine with it. I don't like it. I think it's dumb, but it's kind of like the same way where it's like, oh, well, remember when the floorboards were, the baseboards of the McLarens were like just this much under, and that was a penalization. It was disqualification. We've got, what else? Oh, the Carlos Oscar thing. I like Oscar when he's bitchy. I like Oscar when he's worked up. I like when he's got a fire in him. Him battling Lando at the start, I was like, yeah, let's fucking go. There we go. Shady, there was a, at one point he showed the cops, I don't know if it was in that body cam footage, but at one point he had shown that he had a photo of her from her school yearbook on his phone. That was something that was reported when they were looking for her. It's like, oh, I have a photo of her. And it was like a photo from her school yearbook. in the pit lanes for safety because there's so many personnel and it's narrow. And there has been spin outs, there has been fires, there has been plenty of issues in the pit lane. So typically for all, I think all cars still have this. I don't know about the new regulations. There is a button that you can engage on the steering wheel that immediately starts decelerating so that you are in the proper speed. However, depending on how the driver is the reaction time, things like that, it may not slow down in time. So I think that was the issue. Or when he was leaving, because then it's disengaged. It's the whole thing. There's been a few penalties lately with Lewis where it's just like, where did this come from? You know, it just seems random. The Carlos one was so annoying. Because he's just, I get it. You're at a Williams and Williams is performing like shit. I get it. You're worked up. You're agitated. That's fine. Okay. But you weren't fighting for a place. And I want every Carlos fan that's like, he was fighting for a position. Yeah, at the back of the grid. Okay. What are we talking about? Exactly. It's just not worth it. Like, you're being dumb. You not impeding Oscar was not going to have any issues. Like, the flags were all over the place. Ollie also got a flag infringement. He apologized immediately. He was like, sorry for anyone I ignored, because the flags were so random. So I don't know. Let's see. Oh, he hasn't heard about David keeping the picture though. So gross. Yeah, and weren't there people that came forward, some of Celeste's friends, that were like, yeah, he gave us money to not say anything? After they found her body, and this was before he was arrested. I remember these stories. He's been a diva for a very long time, Carlos, you know? And it's just like you're starting to look a little Liam-like when Liam was at Red Bull. When it's like, yeah, I'm being a bitch, and then you're at the back of the grid, okay? Mm-hmm. The other thing, because we knew he was, I hate saying stepping out on Celeste because she was a child and this was grooming and assault, okay? But we know that he was hooking up with other girls and Celeste had a problem with it. This is gonna sound bad. Do we know the age of these girls? Because let's say hypothetically no one knew it was David. Okay, other than the teenagers he was paying off. Sorry, hang on. because there's multiple girls and we don't know, no one as far as I know has come forward. Some of his friends have claimed, like the one girl that he hung out with, who's a streamer, I guess. I don't believe her, but she claims that he showed her proof that she was 19. Celeste looks like an infant. Even with makeup, even done up, she looks 12. She looks like a child. So I don't know what he showed you. Talking to that girl for 5 minutes, you would have easily clocked that that was a young tween, okay? But yeah, I hate this case. I hate it. Oh yeah, Brian Krober of the Idaho 4 case. He's trying to do some shenanigans and change his plea to not guilty. We're just not, I'm not even gonna dignify that with entertainment in any capacity. Because he filmed multiple CSAM videos. It's in California, yes, that's where he's being charged. I think we still have a moratorium. And there's text evidence of him telling her she needed to get an abortion either 3 or 4 times. Yeah, no, we talked about that earlier. Tay, I want you to look at a photo of Celeste Rivas and tell me that she looks 19. I would argue that you could say, oh, she looks like a young 19-year-old, but you can't tell me that that baby-faced girl looked older than 14, 15. Every photo I've seen of her, you guys, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a girl. Every photo I've seen of her, she looks like a baby. She looks like a child. She looks like she would have been in my Girl Scout troop, you know? And I'd have to take her phone away from her because she was texting. Like I do think that that's exactly what she looks like to me. I new again. I just have Twitter open. Okay. Okay. So we have Twitter open, and I found this. This is from Aspen. Okay. This was my guy friend's response to me finally blowing up at him because he wouldn't stop sexually harassing me. Finally just blocked him, but damn, bro. She posted a photo in like a costume, and he replied to her story, okay? She posted a photo to her story. I want you guys to know This is not why I closed my DMs on Instagram, but occasionally I would get these messages from randos, okay? If a friend of mine did this, I'm showing up at his apartment with a baseball bat. Because who are you to speak to me like that? That's crazy. I'm a fuck those tits till you honk for me, baby. That's what he said to her. Her supposed friend. I'm a fuck those tits till you honk for me, baby. Men, I want you to listen to me. Listen to me. If you're trying to get out of the friend zone, okay? If that's what you think you're in, okay? Try not being an absolute dirtbag. Try not just talking to your friends like they're a sex object. Like, just try it, maybe. Once or twice? Once or twice? Okay, it gets worse. So she replied, yeah, that's extremely disrespectful and inappropriate. You have been deliberately sexually harassing me for months. Oh, you get one and done. The end. I have told you that I'm not interested in you in that way, and that those comments make me uncomfortable, and all you did was make excuses for your creepy behavior. You're a fucking weirdo and a creep. How does it feel to be that guy? Does your mom know her son turned out to be a weirdo who sexually harassed women? Get help, okay? This is his response. Why the fuck are you so fucking mad? The guy you're dressed as kills people horrifically because it's funny, dude. Like, are you a fan of Beetlejuice? Would Beetlejuice be walking eggshells around you? I'm not trying to be insensitive to women, injustices, and patriarchy. But holy shit, dude, I like your tits. And I'm in a whimsy enough mood to leave it at that. Do what you must, dude. Bat your kneecap. The whole, what the fuck are you so fucking mad about? That, do what you must, dude. That was the comment that ended up making me close my DMs, by the way. Because I posted, because some of you, okay, maybe not you in chat, but I'm gonna use the blanket you, as in men. We're getting way too fucking familiar and comfortable talking on the split pants video on Instagram, okay? And that's my own fault. I should learn by now to not share anything relating to my body, video or Instagram photo-wise, on Instagram. Can't trust y'all with it. Unfortunately, none of you know how to behave, digitally or in public, okay? And so I posted on my stories like, watch your tone. I'll block you all. I don't give a fuck. Including my guy friends and or people that I just know in real life that think we're friends, because I meet a YouTuber one time and sometimes they get a little out of line, okay? And I was like, watch your tone. I'll block you too. You're overestimating your importance to me, okay? I love my friends deeply. A lot of people are assuming they're friends and they're not, okay? And so some random dude messaged me, you seem like a deeply miserable person. Compose yourself. And for a moment, I wanted to hire a mercenary. I was like, how do I find a hitman? Because it was just enough condescension as if we knew each other. Because who the fuck are you? Okay? To speak to me like that. Ever. And unfortunately, this seems to be the baseline. Compose yourself. Me saying, don't talk to me crazy. Watch how you speak to me. When I am posting content. Compose myself. What if I beat you with a hammer? Like, actually, out of line. Anyways, she, I think, says something else. Let me see if there's more here. Oh my God, sorry, I hate men. And you know what? I'm so glad she left his government name here. I'm actually so glad. So shout out Adrian, you're an idiot. I'm sorry you don't like it, but you probably don't like me either then. Yeah, she's made that very fucking clear. She's not attracted to you. Sometimes I just like to take my filter off, dude. Do it with someone else. That's not her problem. No one's going in a cell for a fucking comment. She didn't say that. Idiot. If it really licks your clit the wrong way, watch your fucking tone. Then fucking block me. She will. If it really licks your clit the wrong way, watch your fucking mouth. Actually? If it really licks your clit the wrong way. You can't even talk about her being irritated without making it sexual. You're not getting it. She doesn't want your tongue anywhere near her clit. That's the point. You're being fucking weird, and she's told you that, and yet you keep doing this shit. You make a comment about fucking her tits. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm extremely horny right now. Again, not her fucking problem. Just to provide some context, you're an idiot. Think whatever you want about me. And then the next day, she posts a story in a bikini. It's like a reflection. You so fine, heart. Girl, block the shit out of him. I slash his tires, actually. You know? Because he's not learning that he can't speak to you, crazy. Like, oh, God. God. Jesus. So that's the end of that one. Oh, here's another one. The way men switch up after rejection needs to be studied. This is from Blexy. Love Blexy on Twitter. This is from the man. Do you want to go to lunch tomorrow and then maybe go get some lunch? I know a really good church. Oh, sorry. Do you want to go to church tomorrow and then maybe go get some lunch? I know a really good church we could go to if you're interested. A really good church we could go to. Wouldn't it be your church? Do you want to go to church tomorrow? Would you like to come with me to my church service? Like, what do you mean a really good church? Like, I don't... Is anyone else? Again, I understand that from my perspective as someone that has been to many a church. But it was just like a what's available. To be on the prowl at several churches. That's what it sounds like. I know a really good church. I'm sorry, if someone tells me, unless you're like traveling or just moved, it's like, oh, we're looking for our right church, you know, we're looking for like that, I'd understand, you know. But like, if you're a church going person, typically you have your church, you know, your worshipers, your congregation, your holy place, you know, that you usually have like your spot. I've been sampling churches. This one slaps. I know a really good church. Pastor, so hot. It makes me think there's free food. No, and then maybe get some lunch afterwards is what they're saying. And then she replied, hey, you're fine. I had a good time too. I think you're a good guy, but to be honest, I'm not looking to date or anything like that. I have a lot on my plate right now with moving and other stuff going on. I appreciate you, and I hope you know that, but I just really have to focus on myself. I hope you can understand. Yeah, totally understand, and thank you. Finally, someone can be straight up about something. Okay, good. Understanding. But this is Twitter, so I'm assuming it doesn't stay that way. And that's the thing that always gets me is like, I see posts like this a lot where they're sharing messages where initially the guy is totally reasonable. Thank you, straight up. Appreciate it, totally understand. You were great. It's not the time. Wish you well. You know, if you're ever free, let me know. You know, something like that. Okay, very reasonable. And then the next day they've slept on it, or their boys got them upset, or they're drunk and they're like, you know, I'm a cat, you're a whore, you know. Okay. Oh my God, he sent a photo from church where he's really far back. I know you got a lot going on, but church would have been a good this us to do, LOL. A good thing for us to do, I'm assuming is what he was saying. And he literally sent a photo from like a very back pew of a riser of a massive church. These churches are huge, okay? I've been to big churches. I'm used to smaller churches though, from the ones that I've been to. She never replied. And then at 12:17 a.m. To be honest, Caroline, I made everything obvious as fuck, and in my opinion, you're a fucking asshole and you can go fuck yourself. Thank you for saving me the problems. My phone vibrated. Sorry, my friend just saw my message talking about my doors being locked. She then replied, it's 7:13 a.m. I'm glad to see you learned a lot at church. LOL. It's always refreshing to see a guy go to church just to disrespect a woman afterwards because they were softly rejected. But yeah, no thank you. The thing is too, is to go to church, and like everyone worships differently. Everyone does their own thing. Again, for those who don't know, I'm a bad Catholic, i.e. I'm agnostic, mostly atheist, okay? Religion was not fostered, okay? However, I always find it interesting, because this is I'm not showing you the photo, this is a massive church. He's extremely far back from the stage. It is like a stage style church. He's extremely far back. And I don't know if he took it from this photo because it would look like imposing. Like, look at this massive church you're missing out on. You know, we could have been alone up here together. I don't know if that's what he's going for. But, like, this doesn't paint the picture of someone that's, like, active in their church. You know, like, to be this far back, no one is sitting around him. It does seem like you are a stranger, or you are afraid of, like, having an interaction with your pastor or priest, whatever denomination you abide by. Like most people that do regularly go to church, they usually have their spot or their aisle, their pew, you know, like they have their spot that they like to go to. And if this is your spot, I don't think it's your spot because it's so removed, you're so far back. This does just seem, let me go so far back they can't see my face from the front, you know, like you're definitely not like an active member at this church, you know what I'm saying? Hermes, why are we barking? Hermes, why are we barking at me? Why are we barking at me? So, there's always something. Let's see. Stopped in just to get a picture. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I know a good church. Like, oh, I want you to think that I'm the husband type. I'm looking for a wifey. Also, fuck you, you know? But it also sounds like, did they even go on a date? Or was it like they were set up or they were like at a group meetup and they were hanging out and then he was like, oh, like, let's do a church date. I also do think, God, I can't imagine. Okay, again, I'm not religious, so this is my own personal take. I can't imagine, okay, being super involved in something like my church, okay, and having that being such a cornerstone of my life, i.e. religion, to the point that I would recommend it on a date, okay? Because that paints a picture of the type of religious you are, okay? And for a fairly early date to like be like, come with me to church, because prayer is so personal and can be so intimate. And yes, if you want to live your life through Christ, okay, and have a holy marriage, etc. Okay, that's one thing, I get it. But like, you don't know this person yet, you know, and you want to bring them into your house of worship this early on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like some personal vetting would be needed. Like, do you want your church to be, what if you guys have an explosive breakup? Like, do you want your church, that memory of your church to involve this person? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, like, from people I know that have been very religious, like, they're, like, it's it's like after sex, if that, you know, like, it's later. It's not like an early date spot, like, let's go to church together, you know? Christian dating thing? It doesn't seem like it. Let's see. For no other reason than having to explain to the church aunties what happened to the nice girl I brought. Yeah, like again, it's like like especially if you're like active in your church, like that becomes like a secondary family, if not that's your community, you know. And so it's like unless you're introducing her to your mom first date, why are we bringing her to church first date? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that seems like a weird red flag. I would be like, ooh, is the church a cult? What are we doing? Like, you guys low on members? What's happening? Like, because I just would be like, oh, you should have more respect for your religion than bringing me, a random, to your church. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was like a function, like, oh yeah, we're doing like a field day for the church. It's a fundraiser. It'll be fun. There'll be food. There'll be games. Like, the kids really love it. Would love for you to come with me. It's very low key. It's very chill. I think it'd be fun. It's like a community thing. That I would understand, you know, and like maybe there's a prayer at some point. Okay, that I totally get. That's one thing. Vibes are very different. But going to a service together and then getting a morning service and then getting lunch, I don't know. I feel like that's a lot. You know, I think context matters. I think if you have any religious context for yourself whatsoever, I think that's a lot. Howdy, y'all. Sparkly, we're talking about men being annoying on Twitter. I need to get more pasta in a second. Let's see. I have friends that are active in the church and they don't bring me or other friends around because that's their thing. Yeah, you know, like growing up, like my friends would bring me to, it wouldn't be service, it would be like extra things. Like I did, it's called 30-hour famine. It wasn't actually 30 hours, but it was like a sleepover at the church. It was like the youth program. It was always the teenagers, it was always the kids. And my friends were very active, and it was like, oh, this will be good because what we would do to distract us from being hungry, yes, we wouldn't eat for like 24 hours. We were all teenagers. Our parents signed off on it. You know, it is what it is. But we would do community service so that we wouldn't be hungry, you know, like we'd be working. We'd get drinks and things like that, like not snacks, but we'd get like waters and stuff like that, you know, so we're not like dehydrated. And like we were never alone or anything like that, but like that's what I would be invited to. I wasn't invited to like, I know I did a few Bible group things with them, but it was like that was like they were like they didn't really care, you know, like we were teenagers, you know. They were just like, yeah, hey, Amanda's over. And my parents, who don't care about religion, were like, yeah, this could be good, you know. Even though I was raised Catholic and they were Christian, which, yes, there is overlap, obviously, but, like, they are still, there is difference, you know? But they also sent me to a Methodist daycare, you know? So it's like, God, did I go to, they probably would have sent me to Temple, you know? Like, if they thought that, you know, they had after-school care and they'd pick me up from school, you know? Like, my parents were like, sure. You could argue extremely progressive, I feel like, by modern standards. When really it was, they both worked full time. And anyone that would take us. so that they could keep working. Sure. Yeah, Amanda can go with you guys to Bible camp. Sure. BNK, you won the Swell Grand Prix. Thank you for subscribing. Friend at my job had me join her for a special service, and I got a nice welcome gift bag, LOL. Yeah, I've done that a few times, or like I've spent the night at a friend's house growing up, and then her parents took us to like church the next day, you know, because it's like that was their routine. So it's like, okay, this is our routine. This is what you're going. This is what you're doing, you know. They'd send you. Yeah. Yep. You got free trial Ramadan. Yeah. But it was also we would all like we'd be broken into this. In hindsight, this is crazy, but I do think this was extremely educational. So we'd be broken into groups. Okay, our groups were the names of countries where children experienced hunger. For 30-hour famine, so we could experience what it was like to be a hungry child in, say, I think the last time I did it, they put me in Romania. Now I don't know how current these stats are, okay? I love visiting different churches. So every country. Yeah, but notice how America was never on there. Thoughts. Anyways. I love visiting different churches, etc. As a kid, that got stopped when I ended up at a wailing, thrashing, speaking in tongues. Never had that. And like vacation Bible study or vacation Bible camp was something that the Methodist Church did, Aldersgate. I was a chaperone a few times when I was like 12, you know, for like the elementary schoolers and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right for the time period. Of course they didn't bring any focus on the homeless, hungry kids in our own country. Of course not. No, that's too real. That's true. Especially because like where we went to public school, like we definitely had kids in our classes that were in poverty. I was broke as shit at the time. I wasn't in poverty, but like we were, at least at my dad's house, like we were evicted several times because we just couldn't pay rent or anything like that. Were we on the street? No, you know. But like we had kids that were in group homes, we had kids that were in foster care, you know. So it's like the very real realities of like, yeah, there's probably a handful of students here at our schools that like that address where they claim they're staying with an aunt, they're not staying with an aunt, you know, like they're sleeping somewhere else. Scourge drunk driving that simulated a car crash. Yep, we did that. It was, God, what was it? It was, oh my God, what was the name of it? I only did it once. We did it like every 4 years. So like it was on a loop. So like in theory, at some point while you were in high school, this would happen to you. What was crazy is what they would do, and we wouldn't know. It was always you always knew, actually, I shouldn't say, you didn't know. Everyone knew who was like the favorite students, basically, of like the faculty. So like when they did God, what was it? Was it high school drug driving simulation name? Every 15 minutes. Oh my God, that's it. It's a 2-day program. And so basically what it is in first period, okay, the first day, someone comes in and says a student's name, and that student gets up out of their desk and leaves. And then a rose is placed, like a rose or a flower is placed on their desk, and it has to stay there all day, okay? And those students are gone because you find out later that they were involved in a drunk driving accident, okay? And then we were all brought across the street on bleachers to watch a simulated like car accident after the fact, okay? With like smushed cars. There's students laying on the pavement on tarps, but like they're laying on the pavement. Some of them have some prosthetics, but I think my school opted out for anything like truly prosthesis. They allowed like some dark eyes, but they didn't like, they were like, we're not doing blood or anything like that. And they would walk through, here's what happened. These students left this party. They were drinking. This one was not. She was sober, like going through all this stuff. And then we would go to we would go into the multi-purpose room, okay, and we would watch their memorial, and some of the students would get on stage and read statements as if they were eulogizing themselves. And it was very emotional. I cried. Like, my friends were sobbing. Some of the people speaking were crying. They did a whole little filming documentary thing where, like, it was like, yeah, they got their parents involved. Like, they were like, yeah, your daughter was killed in a drunk driving accident. And the parents assuming that their daughter was drinking and she was one of the sober ones. And it's like, yeah, they're not going to know the truth because this person decided to drink and drive. Like, it's crazy. Crazy. Effective, yes. I will say, very surreal when you are also the child of an active alcoholic who is drinking and driving on the reg, okay? Very weird headspace to be in, okay? And being like, oh, yeah, so she's gonna kill someone. It's probably gonna be me. That's crazy. That's weird. I don't know what to do with that. That's crazy. These from my high school, and there was 4-car pileup and 1 fatality at the same street and a sidewalk where they would do this simulation. Yep. Yep. God, crazy. Would mess me up. Sorry as well. It's fine. I'm funny now. That's the important thing, right? I'll never forget when I was in, God, I think I was in I think I was a freshman or something in college. And my friend's mom picked us up because she worked for a radio show that got a lot of concert tickets for free. And so my friends and I would go quite a bit with her with the concert tickets. And so she picked me up one day so we could go pick up her daughter, my friend. And we were talking and she was like, oh, how are things with your mom? Whatever, giving her an update. And I just always found it funny because it's always been like, since I was in 7th grade, I've talked about got even earlier than that, I've talked about wanting to be a writer. Okay. And like, it's a weird thing. And on one hand, now that I'm an adult, I get it because sometimes you don't know what the fuck to say to a child that is telling you about this traumatic thing that they are dealing with. So on one hand, I get it. But to tell a teenager, but like, that's good for your writing, isn't it? Having a hard life. Like, I get, like, in hindsight, I get it. I still don't think it's the right thing to say, but in hindsight, I understand, you know? Yes, Sparkly, I owe you a thing, I know. Many schools did. I only learned about it being a thing recently, but also I don't know many people who can drive. LOL. Yeah, see, I'm curious about like the ride, because like it was weird that I didn't get my license until I was 18, you know, and I didn't get my license because my parent was trying to get me to go and take them to buy alcohol, so I purposely didn't get my license because I was like, this is good. Uh-oh, I failed the test. Wah, wah. Okay, now that did bite me in the ass because it's like, cool, now I have no escape plan. That's a line that's going in the memoir. Real ones know that the best form of escapism is disassociating via daydreaming. Alas. Let's see. Let's see. I have until the end of the month before I owe Sparkly and my manager Colleen $200 each. Guess how much I've written? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have worked on it. And I would rather be a line in the acknowledgments for having been a pest about it. I need to go get more pasta, but that means getting up. But I also should get a water bottle. I should drink water. I won't lie, chat. The cyclospora shit is once again stressing me out. Learn to drive next year at 30 years old just to do van life. Get away. There you go. Girl, you have 4 days. I've got... I've got time. Again, you guys, it's an outline. It's not like it's not a pitch deck. It's an outline. You know? This is what I'm working on. This is what I plan. This is what I want it to look like. That's what they need. And yet, it's funny because I was scrolling through because I'm trying to work on making a Google map that I can share with y'all to show all of the events that I've been to. And I got through January, okay? Because I was like, let me just go through this year for now. Like, it's gonna take some time, okay? Because I'm psychotic. And I'm going through March. The initial date is like March 10th. Amanda will have a completed outline. Yeah. Not you saying Google activated my Google. Hey, Google. Play This Is What It Sounds Like. Watching a TV show called Untamed set in Yosemite and the scenery is very nice. But that's chill with me. Yeah, for you, Sparkly. You guys, Colleen has made... Colleen's joking, but I wouldn't put it past her. She's like, don't make me hire a ghostwriter. I was like, I would never. How dare you? Okay, Google, play Baby Shark at 100% volume. I will say that she has plenty of time. She's got 3 days before she needs to get started. Yeah, see, I'm not a ChatGPT user. I know how to lock in at the 11th hour. Some of my best work is done when I never read the book, okay? See, that's the thing, too, about younger Gen Z and, like, these AI addicts is just the lack of figuring it the fuck out. Like, and again, maybe this is the trauma, but, like, I really do think that, like, so many of my friends are in the same boat as me, where, like, they are self-starters in their own ways, but, like, they figured things out, you know? But, like, my ability to, like bullshit, you know, may have come about because I was raised by 2 people in sales, but, like, I can tap into that, you know? Like, I'll never forget in college at one point, I was in my English class, and we were reading, I think we were reading Voltaire. I didn't read Voltaire. Okay, I don't remember which one it was, but I read one sentence and pulled out from my ass a 3-minute explanation for my professor when he walked around and asked me questions about the text. I read exactly one sentence, okay? And you know what? He was like, that's an interesting, like he fully was locked in, okay? And no, their inability to do even that is shocking to me, okay? Learn to be a self-starter. Learn to figure it out. Even if you gotta lie, I get it, you know? But like the laziness to not even lie, you know what I'm saying? The lack of respect to not even lie. Sometimes lying is the respectful thing. You know? Like when I told my professor, a different professor, you know what, I'm so sorry. I know exactly where the book is on my counter. I was rushing out. My dad was on the phone. He was yelling at me to go. He's like, oh, you gotta do this on the way back from class. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I totally left the book. It's okay. Just make sure you bring it in. I'll mark it as you having it. Thank you so much. My friend on the way out. I can't believe you left your book at home. Oh, I haven't bought the book yet. What? Yeah, I never bought the book. I was lying. Because would my professor respond well to me saying, no, I didn't feel the need to buy the book yet? No. So I didn't fucking say that, you know? Like, and again, I bought the book later, but I was waiting for it to come from Thrift Books. No, you know what it was? That's what it was. It hadn't been delivered yet because I had ordered it from Thrift Books, and Thrift Books took forever at the time. because I didn't want to pay full price for a brand new book. I'm a teacher, and the amount of time students look me dead in the eye and tell me, I'm going to be honest, I didn't even read, and tell them, kind of wish you weren't honest with me. You know, and it's like, I don't know if it's the honesty is the best policy crowd, but it's like, you're just an asshole. You know, like sometimes the nice thing to do is to fudge, but also in bullshitting, you learn so much. You learn so much. You really do. You learn context clues. You learn your ability to form coherent sentences in a way that makes sense when you're pulling shit out of thin air, you know? On a single line from a philosopher and making that your whole paper's argument is honestly fun. That should be a Streamer University event, the gift of gab, etc., etc. Turn it into a class on how reading one chat message can fire off a 30-minute tangent. Yeah. No, exactly. But also, it's like, I made some bullshit. Like, oh God, hold on. Let me get more pasta and a water because Hermes is being annoying. Baba Bean, what are we doing? What are you doing? Little boy, what are you doing in my house? Hello. Hey, Bubba's. What are we doing? What do we do? Need more water? Need more water. You're such a messy eater. I love you, Baba Bean. Come on. Come to work. Come on. The Goblin Boy is reporting for duty. Look at him. Oh, wait, you can't see him. There he is. The Goblin Boy. The producer. It cooled down a little bit, so I just nuked it for 5 seconds rather than turning the stove back on. Hi, there's onions in this. I can't give it to you. The producer. It's a way to work your brain, understanding what a productive, respectful conversation is. Hi. You know, but like so 2 videos have hit my feed this week. One was a girl crying because she lost her dream job. Okay? Why'd she lose her dream job? She didn't know what a notary meant. Getting her job acceptance letter signed by a notary. Notarized. Didn't know what that meant. So they sent it to her. She didn't know what it meant. So she sent it back to them. They said, you need to get this notarized. And then she didn't do it. So then they rescinded her job offer. What she said was her dream job. Because she didn't know how to Google how to get something notarized. Okay, that's one. The other one, girl gets a job. First 2 days. First day, late. Why? Her license was suspended. She had to go to the DMV and was late because she had to go to the DMV. Why you wouldn't schedule that a different day? Don't ask me. I don't know. Second day, she slept in. She was late. Fired. First 2 days in a row, that's crazy. You can do bullshit maybe 6 months in. Like, it's just crazy to me, you know? Oh, I posted on Instagram the other day because I saw on Instagram multiple of the summer tech interns posting their credentials online. I was like, dudes, they're gonna fire you. Your code might be great. They're not gonna give a fuck if you could let them get hacked. You were fired because you were bad at showing up on time. That's basic. You know? It's like my brother. There's shit my brother does. My brother's allergic to accountability. He, for a second time in his life, was going to call the people higher up above his job at his chain because he was being disciplined for something. First time it happened, he was abusing his employee discount at a certain coffee chain. And his manager was like, I have to report this. Like, this is too much. So what does my brother do? Call her manager, her regional manager, to report her for bagging on him. And I was like, are you a fucking idiot? He was fired swiftly after, because that's stupid. And she did nothing. He's an idiot. Okay? Recently, that was years ago. He was in college at the time. Hell, I think that was pre-lockdown. Hi. He got a call back. Okay, an audition, not a part. Call back. He didn't get cast. He got a call back. So he told his restaurant, I need this week off because I'm going to get this part. So they took him off the schedule. Guess who didn't get that part? I want to go back on the schedule. No. He then checked again, and they basically like took him off the schedule for the next 3 weeks because they were so fucking agitated with how he kept doing that. So he calls my dad. I'm gonna report them to someone. I was like, tell him he's a fucking idiot. He never learns. What happened last time he did that? Oh, that's right, he was fired. Yeah, he clearly forgot that. Can you bring that up to him because he's an idiot? Yeah, he doesn't understand that your coworkers don't need to know fucking everything. When he got a new job, he told them in the interview that he doesn't drink, and I was like, why do they need to know that? He's like, well, it's important to me, and I'm like, okay, that and like respectfully, you're working at a bar. They don't give a fuck. Hi. They don't give a shit. They don't care. You know. It's like it's the oversharing. He lies to everyone but the people that it matters. You know? Can you chill? What? Baucom, did I thank you for subscribing? Yes, I did, right? He was in college. He needs a refund, didn't learn anything. Oh, he owes them money still, I think. You know, he got a film theory degree and is trying to be an actor. Don't get me started, okay? I'd never accept being disciplined. I'd call my union rep. He was stealing from the company via his employee discount, i.e. he was misusing the amount he was legally allotted in his contract and buying drinks for his friends using his employee discount. Most places, that's an immediate dismissal, especially if the amount gets to a certain point, because they can claim that as employee theft and you can be reported further. So yes, a write-up. You're right. I'm so sorry. I misunderstood because he clearly didn't understand. Okay. He was just fucking around. He's like, oh, cool. Free drinks. Okay. So again, play dumb. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. I thought I was using, that's my bad. You know, shut the fuck up. But no, instead, I have to report this. Okay. God, I saw this other video, yes, the other day, and this girl posted this, I'm assuming. And it's like, you just can't do whatever you want in a job. I don't know. She was working at a Starbucks, this girl. And apparently what it was, she started filming. Her manager was writing her up because she was wearing an AirPod while she was working. Okay? And they had apparently told her before, you can't do that. Okay? So this write-up, she then started saying, well, you don't get, why is so-and-so not in trouble? Throwing another employee under the bus. Never a good idea, by the way. Never a good idea. What you say, you never say a name, you say, I'm sorry. I thought it was fine because I saw other coworkers wearing them. If that, okay? I'm so sorry. It's not connected. I totally forgot it was in. My bad. I can put this away right now. I'm so sorry, okay? That's my mistake. I didn't realize it was still in. I swear it's not connected. Here's my phone's in my bag, you know? She decided the crying route and then started saying that she was being discriminated against because she was black and that she wanted to call her mom and that she had to leave because she couldn't deal with this right now. And I don't, that in conjunction with the other videos that I mentioned, I don't know how we deal with this going forward. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, I've met people that works for a Target. Target will stack your shit up. They will wait. God, I saw a post earlier today. Girl goes to pick up her food from like a delivery. Okay, she goes to grab her food. Girl inside the store in her pajamas. Hi, I'm here for my interview. Manager goes, you know, I was prepared to hire you today because we need the work. But I can already tell the uniform is going to be a problem since you wore pajamas to the job interview. We're done. The end. Have a nice day. Hermes, can you be calm? You know, like I was at the Angel game with my dad a few weeks back, and I was like, we got a pretzel. And I felt bad. And I felt bad acknowledging this because I hate that this. What are you hoping to achieve? I need to shave him down again. It's too hot for his fur to be this long. I felt bad for acknowledging this because I do think that if you need to work, you gotta work, okay? However, school is out. It's like June, okay? Or May or something, I don't know. And the Auntie Anne's was entirely run by elderly people. The stand at the Angel Stadium was entirely run by elderly people. Now, growing up, this is where I would always see the teenagers. School is out at this point, okay? This is where I would see teenagers where it's in the afternoon, it's the evening time, it's an evening game. Teenagers should be working that job, okay? And I don't like saying it like that because it's like, I also want, if the elderly needs jobs, I don't want them to have to work, but if they need a job, I get it. But it is crazy because there's just such, people are working for longer, jobs are so different now, that these starter summer jobs, like an Auntie Anne's shop or Wetzel's Pretzel's little stand in a ballpark, that's being run by adults that should be retired, you know? You can't be that stupid. My brother slept through interviews before. He's like, I'm so sorry, I'm on my way. They're like, no, don't come in. Yeah, if I'm going to an interview, I'm putting a blazer on or something, you know? I'm wearing a nice button up. It's just, I don't know. It's just a weird, rough time. Hermes. 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 Get fucked. Okay, we're gonna show you guys this video. This is on Kick. Sorry. I don't know the type of language used in this. I have only seen it. It just hit my feed. Hermes, I hear you. You're fine. And also my mom's friend both got fired from their jobs right before they hit retirement, so the company didn't have to pay out. See, that should be illegal to me. Neither have been able to find a new job since working is brutal these days. My uncle, my godfather, he's, God, 64. He went through 5 rounds of interviews trying to get jobs the other day. Finally got one, but like he's got 35 years of work experience, if not, no, way more than that, sorry. Like, you know, you get my point. Hermes.
So cute. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Wait. Oh my god. Oh wait.
Get his ass.
Fuck.
Get his ass. Get him. Loser.
Oh, shit.
Get his ass.
Oh my god.
Get him. Why are you wasting vodka? I don't even drink.
Wait. Oh my god.
Dumping it on her head is
stop.
crazy. I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch. You're a fucking loser.
Fuck. Wait.
Yeah,
no,
get
no.
him.
Okay. All right.
Get him.
Wait. No more kicking.
I'm
No
a
more
what?
kicking.
Get more abhorred, bitch. Is that what he said? Is she bleeding?
Okay. Okay. All right. Love your dress. It's so cute. Oh shit.
Yeah, why did he do that? Is that a whole freaking bottle? Yeah. Get 404'd. Okay. Why did you do that?
Fuck. Wait. Oh my god. Oh wait.
Why did-
Fuck.
By the way, at the party, no one likes this dude. That's just dumping alcohol out on people. Also, again, why is she the only girl here? I don't like this ratio. I'm stressed. I'm stressed.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Wait. Oh my god. Wait. Wait. Oh my god. Wait. Stop.
Everyone just filming and streaming and not actually getting involved is actually crazy. I'm gonna fucking kill you. You're gonna kill her because she beat you? Because you assaulted her first? This counts as assault, by the way, you dumping the drink on her, I believe.
What the fuck?
They're not filming, they're streaming, it's
Okay.
worse.
Alright.
This is 1201 activities.
Wait. No more kicking.
This dude just like, what the fuck are they doing? Are you guys in public?
You okay? You okay? Alright. Love your dress. It's so cute. Oh shit.
No, because why? Yeah, she's the only girl. I hate this. Get her out of there. I don't even know. I don't know what's going on. I don't care. Ugh, I hate this. Anyways, saw that. Sorry, I saw that and I was like, you guys need to see her body slamming him. This is after this, you grab your purse and you get the fuck out of there, girly pop. And again, it's like if you were a guy, one of those guys, and you invited that girl out with you, and your buddy is dumping drinks on her, why are you not swinging? Like, you just let your friends treat women like that? That's crazy. Let's see. Do. Oh, you know what I bought at the airport in Atlanta? I bought I bought 3 magazines, but one of them was a copy of Popular Mechanics. Guys, Popular Mechanics slaps again. I feel like it fell off for a little bit because like there was a period of time where I wasn't buying Popular Mechanics, but like I was reading like every single article in that bitch on my flight. I was like locked in. I was like, oh my god, these eat. This is crazy. Got like it's definitely still I mean it's Popular Mechanics, so it's definitely like still like pop culture, like science and tech and stuff, but like they had a whole they had a good build, like I'm not gonna make a cart for my pizza oven, but like I did appreciate the actual physical manual of how to build a pizza oven cart. They had a bunch of good rundowns about various like, oh, here's what you thought, but here's the actual reality of like this phenomenon basically. Which is cool, including some new discoveries they've made around the Great Wall of China, which is very cool. I was reading one story from this guy, this astronomer, and like fellow at Harvard, who I'm shocked I haven't heard of him because he seems like someone that would have hit my orbit at some point. I probably have heard something from him, and I just never looked into it. But he's someone just like really esteemed. But he's like, yeah, no, there's probably aliens out there. So they did like a whole research on him and like a whole article on him. I would not be friends with a cold man who acts like that. But in the streaming space, your options are limited. Made me so thirsty I had to take a break. Good. Okay. You need to be hydrated. Speaking of water, how about a water break? Being whimsical and wacky, like it's the best one, as well, just is like, yeah, the animal group just has bad vibes, you know? He brought up a really good point where he was talking, because the interviewer that's like shadowing him is like, because the interviewer that's shadowing him, he did like a news, like a quick little news segment he streamed into this news segment, and the first question out of the journalist's mouth, the reporter's mouth, was like, this scientist says that you're wrong about this because the science says no. And he brought up a good point where he was like, that's the problem with current science, is they're looking for the research that's already been done to prove what's already like, yes, therefore this must be like this. Whereas he's like, there is gaps in this. It was like it's not an asteroid. It's a thing going through space outside the bounds of our solar system. It's like the third one, whatever. Okay. And he's like, I think this could be related to, this could have some form of intelligent life connection, basically. And this other scientist was like, you're wrong because of X. And so this journalist was like, what do you say to that? And he's like, I say that science is, we've gotten too comfortable with just relying on what's already been discovered. We should be looking for new answers. There's gaps in what we have. We should be looking at that, basically. Yeah. So again, it's like not saying good or bad, but like you gotta look at I do like that side of things where it's like I do think there are a lot of things where it's like, oh yes, let's there's a lot of disproving and not a lot of seeking. And I also watched a TEDx talk like while I was in Pittsburgh about how to be a researcher, and like it was at a college campus. It's like, who in here identifies as a researcher? And she was like, okay, not enough of you. And she was talking about like the purpose of currently a lot of research is I have this thing that I believe. Let me find the answers that'll prove. Let me do research till I find what proves my idea, basically. And she was like, that's bad because we're gonna have gaps. There's gonna be things that you just ignore because it doesn't apply. So it's like rather than finding an answer, research should be the effort of seeking knowledge, basically. Versus hunting for the answer, And I like that interpretation. Most scientists hate him, LOL. Yeah, and again, it's like, that's fine, I really like that, actually. All of my work is based on something where we found something by just looking at something that nobody had thought to check and found some wild shit. Look at the gaps. Yeah, look at the gaps, like, especially because, like, one of the other... bits that they found, they did like there were some particles or something, I believe, where it was like, these aren't identified yet, but this, we found beryllium, we found X, Y, and Z, we found these other identifiable heavy metals, so therefore we can ascertain that it's this. And it's like, or what is this gap? What are these things? Why should we assume what these are because we know what this is? You know what I'm saying? Same, it's like why when I was growing up, I never liked shows like Fact or Fake. Did you guys ever watch this? It was on Sci-Fi, I think. They claimed they had like a FBI agent, a retired FBI agent and all that. A side note, God, you know what's... Because I was going to film a video on this and I didn't. I might still film it. Very rarely, okay, ever, will an active CIA agent... operative, special assignment, whatever, okay? Will they tell you that they work for the CIA? Extremely rarely, okay? I have met multiple times now someone that is long retired, okay? He used to run the spy school that they call the farm, okay? Worked in counterterrorism for a very long time, okay? The shit he has told me, the shit he was told about when he was leaving and retiring, okay? The guy you're on one date with doesn't feel such a connection with you that he has to admit to you the truth about how he's in the CIA, okay? I'm begging you all. If he tells you he's in the CIA, call bullshit immediately until proven otherwise, okay? Yeah, exactly. I told him that. I was like, see, I don't think there's anything such thing as a former CIA agent. And so what he had told me, this was a luncheon thing that we were all at, he was like, because someone was like, oh, are you like, did you sign the gag order? And when he was retiring, they were trying to get him to go through like a retirement course, basically, to agree that if he was going to say anything ever, he would go to them first. And he was like, absolutely the fuck not. You think I don't know how this works? You think I'm not trustworthy? Look at my 30 years in the agency, my years of service prior to that. He was in the armed forces prior to that. He was like, have I ever been a problem? Have I ever done anything? And he's like, one time I did go and tell them, and it was after the fact, and I'm still mad at myself for doing that. And it was something innocuous. Like he had answered a question at like a school or something like that. And he went and he was like, was this okay for me to say? And he was angry at himself for doing that. But the reason that was the case and why they were demanding it of anyone retiring is that a bunch of people, when he was retiring, There's about 3 or 4 books that were coming out of former agents. And it was, he was in during I think the Al Qaeda side of things. Because he retired. God, it was pre-lockdown he retired, I believe. I want to say 2019, 2016 era, like when I was graduating high school is when he retired. And so there were a lot of books coming out about the time. I mean, God, look at all the Bin Laden group. Weren't there like 2 or 3 books that came out from guys that were like, we're not gonna say if we're the one that claimed Bin Laden or not. Like, and then books came out. DiCaprio agent gif. Long retired. Did I say long retired? Again, it's 2026. That's a chunk of time. A video on YouTube the other day, it went over how frequently our planet is almost destroyed like it. Yeah, didn't we just have an asteroid nearby? Seals are a special breed of breaking OPSEC. Yeah. It's funny because I feel like in media, seals are always portrayed as like so locked in. They've got contingency plans on contingency plans. And then yet everyone that I've ever met that has ever been a SEAL is like, let me tell you everything I know. It's like, oh, let me tell you all this. Same goes with scientists, by the way. Scientists love telling people what they're working on. They'll tell you everything. You have a question? Sure. Like even CIA guy, when I first met him, I had done the dinner thing first, and my friend and I were there, and the guy that was hosting the event we were all at was like pointing out people that he thought were cool. He was like, raise your hand if you've ever been a spy and trained other spies. And like this guy raised his hand, and my friend and I immediately were like, oh, we gotta go talk to the spy. 100%, we gotta go talk to the spy. He was very fun. He was like answering all of our questions and stuff. And then he was again at this event that I went to not too long ago, so we were talking more. He's now working in child safety. So like going after predators and things like that, with his years of counterterrorism experience. Which did do me psychological damage hearing that, because I was like, great, that's how we have to deal with predators. Have terrorist experience dealing with counterterrorism. Where I went like wax, and then went, oh no, the animal, and then realized, okay, yes. Keep dying mysteriously. No, I do think they did find one of the bodies, by the way, that we claimed, one of the scientists that we were like, this makes no sense. I believe they did recently find her body. There are still multiple missing people, and there are still quite a few deaths. And I don't know, I think a lot of people know a lot of things, and I think we're at war. I think Trump's gotten us into a war. I think it's actively getting worse. The scientists have been disappearing and getting off for a while now, unfortunately. Some are even quite old. But yeah, I think I'm shocked there's not more protective detail on them, but it's not like this administration cares about scientists. I think if you're working on anything resembling, I mean, like, you are terror targets, is not the honeypots. Yeah, you're at risk of honeypots, I feel like, at the current stage of things. But they're going after streamers like Caligula right now. The people that drive culture. Rarely care about research unless they are from the same field. Fair. And even within our field, stuff can get so hyper specialized sometimes that others just won't understand. Without context, so active interest is so great. Selling mission intel for a bucket of fish, traitorous animals. I was looking into something about mercenaries yesterday, because I brought mercenaries is a wartime profession, for those of you who don't know. So I'm shocked there's not more, private military contractor stuff happening right now. But I mean, probably is, we just don't know about it. The admin recently rolled out a big change in funding too, where basically they want to prioritize AR and shit, and it's gonna make stuff even worse. Fun, love it. With university professors to sincerely ask about their research. Oof. By the way, I read your paper that you published in the journal. It was great. You read my work? Yes, I'm subscribed to the journal. I was so excited to see your published piece in there. They don't need to know. They don't need to know that you just bought that one issue. No, act like you stumbled upon it. The mercenary stuff? The deaths of, yep. You also don't have to keep things on the books if they do it. Well, you technically have to, but it's hard to prove. Also, in the grand scheme of things, they are cheaper. But the thing is, I feel like we wouldn't use mercenaries currently because Trump, at least on Trump's side of things, he loves the show. Him and Kegsbreath, you know, love the big show of, you know, a photo coming out full of soldiers, you know. So they'd rather run up the... Do they know they can... Well, you can't... They don't know that they can. They know that it's a frowned upon option. Yeah, black market military. Yeah. Good luck with her robotics research, which I saw when I was helping her with tech stuff. There you go. Heart of my master's thesis. If someone said they read it and liked it, they would instantly earn some brownie points with me. I can't totally fault those professors, lol. And I literally did that one semester and got a spot helping a PhD for credit. There you go. See? It's the self-starting. No one's locked in anymore. Governments are also plenty of private companies, individuals, etc. Yeah, but a lot of them also, like, it's usually not like lone dude number 6 in his little apartment in Brooklyn that they call up and they're like, we got a job for you. No, they're usually a contractor contracted by a private security company, you know, international security company. And then it's like, they go to them. God, like, what's the name of the one? There is a big one. Have a good night. Bye. There's a big one. I want to say BlackRock. That's not it. My brain is just submitting BlackRock. Blackstone? No. Blackwater. Amanda's going to end up on another list because she's Googling things. Famous private military company. Silentprofessionals.org. Oh my god, I found a this is not the dark web. This is on the public internet. This is all for research purposes. I have zero desire to do anything with this information. And I look dumb in night vision goggles, therefore I am not a private security contractor myself, okay? Okay. Anyways, I found silentprofessionals.org, which is a private security job market. This is purely for research. I am telling no one to do anything ever, okay? God, having photos of this. Private military companies, Blackwater. Blackwater's legal and ethical issues are widely known, but how did they get to where they are and where they were in the first place? And how did they fare in the aftermath? The beginning. Blackwater USA began in 1997 by Al Clark and Eric Prince. Not me and Blackwater being the same age. Yeah, dude, there's money in being a mercenary. Unfortunately, the only industries that are doing well, prediction markets, okay? Is corn even doing well anymore? Is corn doing well? I don't even know. I feel like it's not. Every adult creator that I know is not, their numbers have taken a dip. Anyways, anti-parasite medications, because everything has parasites in it now. And then private military contractors. Those are the only jobs that are doing well right now. Get cancer by proxy is crazy. They started out as a private security firm providing training support to law enforcement, the Justice Department, and military organizations, and received their first contract from the United States government in 2000 after the bombing of the USS Cole. In 1998, the private security firm bought a training facility on a dark swamp in North Carolina and officially adapted their name, which was inspired by the murky water surrounding the training facility. Why is that the most teen girl coming up with a band name I've ever heard in my fucking life? Inspired by the murky water surrounding our home. We're Blackwater, an all-girls pop punk band. Like, why? Blue skies, watch what you say in my chat. The 6,000-acre training facility contained indoor, outdoor, urban reproduction, shooting ranges, and artificial lake, and a driving track. Okay, guys, which brand, hear me out, which brand do we think would do a brand trip at the Blackwater training facility? PMC company, and somehow went to prison in Australia. He had some prepper Ponzi scheme going for a while until he got sued for the whole thing. Fair. Amazon? I don't know, I kind of feel like Shein might. For like a new like workout. It would definitely be like a work, God, Gymshark, 100%. Government contracts. During the war in Iraq, Blackwater was one of several private security companies used to guard officials, security guards, and military installations, train the Iraqi army and police forces, and provide other support for armed forces. Their first contact in Iraq was in summer of 2003 when they secured a $21 million contract for personal security detachment and 2 helicopters for the head of the U.S. occupation in Iraq, Paul Bremer. Sorry, there's a podcast listed that I will be listening to at some point. Let me make a note. Okay. I'll tell you it in a second. Let me just write it down. Stars and Stripes Force for Hire podcast feature on Stitcher. Soldier turned contractor talks Blackwater training and Iraq mission. In Boca Raton, that's 2 days on, 4 days off, getting a full ass salary for weekend work. Yeah, but you gotta think, you guys, the jobs that they're doing, the likelihood that you're gonna get shot in the head, like, goes up. You guys, you could get kirked taking this job. You need to be very serious. God, I'm gonna get turbo canceled now. In 2004, they were one of 3 private military companies brought in for protective services in Iraq, Afghanistan, Bosnia, and Israel. This contract brought in $488 million. They continued to do work for the government back home in the U.S. too, specifically during the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. In fact, they sent in a rescue team and a helicopter free of charge to help with the relief efforts. Oh my God, something good. During this time, they also moved employees who were already under federal contract into the area to protect government buildings and charge the government $240,000 daily. Hey, the contractors that we hired and then fired, yeah, they're hired again. What do you mean they're hired again? Well, you see, they kind of took all of our employees and they're keeping them safe. Our bill is $240,000. That's not too bad. A day. What? I want to be the donuts and monitors. You want to monitor the Freddy Fazbear situation. Then in spring of 2006, Blackwater was one of 3 companies awarded a contract to provide diplomatic security in Iraq. One of their jobs was to protect the U.S. Embassy there. At the time, because it was a private-owned company, little was known about the internal affairs of the business. God, it's crazy because some of these photos, their faces are blurred, and then others, they're not. They all have the exact haircut and beards you would think they would have, and they're wearing the exact sunglasses you would think they would have. Expansion. Another training facility was required in fall of 2006 in Mount Carroll, Illinois, just west of Chicago, called the Impact Training Center. It's still in operation and works with law enforcement agencies throughout the Midwestern U.S. They also attempted to build a facility near San Diego, but were met with a lot of resistance from local citizens and government. Shocker. There's a couple of bases. Pendleton is the big one, near San Diego. So yeah, there's already a lot of shenanigans happening down there. I'm not shocked they wanted one down there, because there's obviously facilities. But yeah, I'm not shocked they were like, the fuck? You're not coming in here. Police and military training in my area this week. Totally not anything to be concerned about. Yep, that's what they were doing a couple weeks ago in California. No information on it. Like, it's barely more than a template. Yeah, that's intentional. You're not supposed to be able to Google and put in a submission form. You're supposed to know a guy that knows a guy that can give you access. Ethical and legal concerns. Their legal issues are not a secret. They are widely reported at the time. On September 16th, 2007, in Baghdad, a group of Blackwater contractors tasked with guarding State Department employees opened fire on a small car driven by a couple with their child in tow. Employees claimed they were attacked first, while other witnesses say that the contractors opened fire because the car would not get out of the way of the convoy. Iraqi police and other Blackwater forces also got involved in the gunfight. In all, 20 Iraqi civilians were reported killed. The U.S. and Iraqi governments were both investigated, and their stories about what happened have never agreed. Shocker. In 2020, Trump pardoned the 4 Blackwater contractors involved in the 2007 incident. As security contractors responsible for security this evening. Shocker. Shocker. The strong opinion in local news, Facebook posts, comment section, sunglasses. Gosh. Okay, so that's the blockbuster. Moving forward with the legacy company. Are we calling it a legacy company? Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at jobs now. Country Director, High Threat Operations, Venezuela. Is that $438,000 a year, full time? PSD team, Liberia, $800 to $900 a day in expenses. Corporate Executive Protection Agent in Dallas. It's at $133,000 a year, bonuses and benefits. That's someone who's afraid of getting United Healthcare. I went on Fox News. Shocker. In Russia for Russia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's the thing. There's usually not a patriotism. Whoever pays them, that's who they're loyal to. If even that. Even then. Check your tires, like, yeah, Corporate Executive Protection Program, Maritime Security Operations, Anti-Piracy. $2,000 a day? Jesus. God, if only I was in 5'2". I'm kidding, I wouldn't do this. I'm joking, if anyone's watching. I'm kidding. Gosh. Okay, no more of that. Babas, what are you doing? $700,000 a year if you worked regularly. Now I assume they don't, but still. I mean, hey, that's a lot of fucking money. Hermes. Come here, Bubba's. Let's see. Timothy. Okay, what else? I do need to edit tonight still. Because I'm annoying. Let's see. Urgh. Okay. Let me just download.
I will say,
Nope. Download. God, how long is it? How bad? 35, 32 minutes. This could be worse. I could be worse. All right. Are we on YouTube time? Are we on demon time, chat? Is it YouTube demon time? Demon time. Gonna go make tacos. Enjoy tacos. Thank you for following. Did you see that Reddit has started requiring an account to browse a web browser for more than a minute or so? What? But what if I want to be annoying? How dare they? Oh, God. What I need is real horror talk to lock back in. Oh. Heard me. Heard me talking shit. Hermes. You know what? Actually, we might do an intermission chat for 2 seconds. Let me do an intermission. Let me take him to go potty real fast. He's not going to do a full walk because it's too hot. But I'll take him out to go potty real fast, and then we'll come back. Okay? So we're going to do a quick little intermission. Hi, I'm back. Sorry. My elevator takes 9,000 years. And Hermes kept trying to smell his own pee because he's a weird boy. But Real Horror Talk posted another video. Let's see. There we go. Let me make sure the audio is right. There we go. Okay.
In 2021, a thread was posted to r/RBI, and the title simply read, "Video Proof, Upstairs Neighbors."
Well, see, that's the thing. I think I've seen this one. The thing with Hermes is that, because what we did, we just went down to our block and then came back because it's so hot. So what it is he doesn't even, I don't think he realizes he's smelling his own pee. He just sees, oh, a dog peed here, and forgets that it was his pee. Because he's a weird boy.
Stalks me. The post would then go on to give a bit of context to the whole situation. Yes, I know what you're thinking. I've had a psychological eval, can supply proof to mods, a 10-minute compilation video, 90+ pages of timestamped incidents, and my carbon monoxide detector works fine. I can't even begin to describe how unbelievable and frightening this situation is. It started shortly after I moved into my apartment on September 1st of 2020. My therapist picked up on the fact that I seemed uneasy and asked if I felt safe. At the time, I hadn't tuned into my surroundings much.
So Alana, in case you've never seen these, so basically the content itself is usually solid. But yes, the compilation channels, the voice is typically AI. But the stories come from around the internet, and in other channels we watch, the videos come from real people, which is why we continue to watch them. But yes, the voice itself, that is an AI prompt.
But realize she...
But yeah, but that also means that we get to clown on the AI. So like one recurring character on this stream is Wilderness Whispers. Literally the top recommended video over here is Wilderness Whispers. Wilderness Whispers is annoying as shit, and it's an AI voice, so we have no problem making fun of Whispers. But yeah. I just get filled with rage. That's fair. No, you should still be distrustful of these, but I also do think that I don't know, I think that the AI voices is a gray area in some ways, because usually there can be a human behind the voice. Hi, there's not even food up here, so I don't know why we're huffing at me. Okay, we're trying to watch someone that believes they're being stalked by their upstairs neighbor. So we're gonna watch that. Okay? Okay.
She was right, and I hadn't been relaxing. I'd soon learn why. Inexplicably, my neighbor above would follow me room to room and hover over me. For example, if I'm in my bedroom, she will already be in the room above it. If I get up to go to the kitchen, she will tail behind me seconds after. If I go back...
So I found this one on my own in like a different compilation. I was coming back from Vegas one time, so I just picked like a 10 crazy posts from Reddit video, and I just listened to it. So I already heard this story. What are we doing? And I think this is an instance of kind of very similar to gang stalking, where there is paranoia, and that's not a secret. Like, paranoia is a real thing. Sometimes you are actually being hunted, but very, very rarely. I do think this is a level of psychosis or paranoia, because there's a person above you, they are living their lives, and their layout is probably very similar to yours. I highly doubt they're stalking you through the floor. You know, it's one of those things. Needs no reason.
To my room, she will do the same, sometimes stomping. She's literally my shadow. For the first few months, she did this nearly every single time I got up to do something, even during my more intimate moments, like taking a shower or using the bathroom. She would then go on to explain how, although she never doubted her observations, she did take a psychological eval to rule out onset schizophrenia. No. In addition, she suspected that there could be hidden cameras around her apartment, and this would make her even more paranoid than she already was. Now, I've taken some clips from her 10-minute compilation video, which I'll play now, and then we'll dive deeper. Take a look.
I have questions about the switch on the wall. The ceiling. Is that the ceiling? She's bent over. Hi. Why are we upset? What? I'll skip ahead because we don't need to see all of this. It's a lot of this. And again,
Because of this, I even shower in the dark. I've wondered why she follows me, if she can remain stationary, but I suspect it's because she might be trying to prank me. Now, whether or not this was genuine stalking or just simply
Hi.
paranoia, the only real evidence she had was what she recorded with her cell phone.
hi. See, if she could film, like if she set the phone down and then moved around her apartment, and then we could, like, here be a distance. Hermes. But also, it sounds like she's assuming that it's one person. Easily, two people could be living up there. You know? Hi. What is that?
Now, despite a thorough search, no cameras were ever discovered, and no confession was ever made. But the OP did claim that she took her neighbor to court for stalking. However, since she didn't have the video evidence at the time, she said the judge denied the order for two reasons. One, she couldn't prove a motive, and two, she did claim that her roommate might have been the one harassing her. But the truth was that, quote, her roommate had secretly moved out months prior, and my stalker is always home. So was this just a case of
Yeah.
someone suffering from fear and isolation, or was it something more genuine? Let me know what you
Can
think.
you settle down? Lay down. I have nothing to give you. You took all my socks.
This disturbing video began circulating online after a woman named Giovanni posted footage of a Christmas present her younger sister had received. The doll was named Valeria, and at first, the doll acted completely normal. That was until it began making crying noises, which you would expect from a doll like this. However, it seemed to be crying even when you weren't interacting with it, and its cries
Hi.
were nowhere
Stop.
near normal and almost sounded like
Being
a
weird.
child in pain.
Hermes.
It's honestly hard to explain, so I'll let you judge for yourself. Take a look.
Hola, amiguito. Qué alegre verte de nuevo.
Hermes. Girl, what? Stop. Girl, take the batteries out. I hate this. I hate
So
that.
Giovanni posted this video to see if it was normal to anyone who may own the doll, and it went completely viral. So the family checked the instruction manual, but it made no mention of crying. But after finding the product description, it only reads, quote, she sings songs and tells stories. So with no other option, they continue to document what the doll is saying. But I want you to take note of just how
Oh, girl,
quickly
it's so
it'll go from
normal.
crying to laughter.
Girl,
No te entiendo. Hola. Hola. ¿Cuánto tiempo sin verte? ¿Por qué no me has visitado? Porque me das miedo. Traes en la cola, después de mi cumple.
fuck?
Mi cámara, sí.
No
Paranormal.
me escucho bien. ¿Puedes repetir?
Take the batteries out, girl. Even your daughter's freaked out.
Hola. No te apures. Estoy pensando. ¿Qué es esto que me regaló mi mamá?
¿Pero qué tiene?
Lay down, Bubbles.
Di, el lobo.
She's like, girl, what'd you get me?
Now it's unclear why the camera was shaking so violently, as they never mention it in the comments or in later videos. Regardless, speculation ran wild, and the going theory was that it was a low voltage battery, or possibly a malfunctioning one, or that the doll had been tampered with in some way. Because in 2014, a vaguely similar case happened in Ohio, when a child's wand was found to have a demonic image under the reflective cover, and
Girl,
it even
what?
had a demonic laugh when you activated it. Regardless, the explanation is unclear.
Girl, what?
I'll leave a link to their channel below, and you can follow them for updates.
What? What is happening?
In December of 2024, a woman named Lindsay uploaded footage recorded outside of her home late at night.
Hate that.
Now, Lindsay lives alone and quickly dialed 911, but the reason this footage quickly spread online was not due to the man outside. It was due to the emergency call playing in the background. Because as the camera continued recording, you can hear Lindsay pleading with the dispatch to send police. Because according to the dispatcher, police had already came by and there was no reason to come back. Take a look.
There is nobody outside.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm looking at them right now. Can they drive by it again, or did
No,
they get
ma'am,
the wrong house?
they're not going to come by again.
What?
They said they've come by and there's nobody out there, ma'am.
Girl,
Oh, but they didn't come to the right place. I know.
They did.
girl.
Why? I don't understand why they can't drive by again.
Ma'am, officer has already come out there.
That's a
I want
Why
to-
didn't he
person.
knock on my door or talk to me or any of that?
Ma'am, I can't answer those questions because I'm not an officer.
Then call
All
the
I can
officer
tell you-
back.
Can you talk?
Out there.
Can you talk to the officer?
I did already, ma'am. That's how I know he
What
came
did he
to the
say
house.
exactly? Did he pass a red house?
Oh,
Ma'am, there's nobody there.
He was standing in the doorway.
Ma'am?
I don't.
Hello? Ma'am?
So I've got this strange man walking around my house, and y'all aren't gonna help me. He's coming up to my porch again.
Ma'am?
What?
I'm going to say goodbye now.
girl, fuck you.
What?
There's nothing more that I can do, ma'am. All right? You have a good night.
Girl.
The masked man was still outside,
Oh
and the
my
dispatcher didn't even believe her. And Lindsay would describe how she had never felt more helpless. Lindsay would then call her father, who would immediately hop in the car and dial 911. Minutes later, police would then come back to Lindsay's house, where they would find the man and get a handle on the situation.
No, that's her dog. High or drunk or crazy or anything. I think he probably lives in the area.
He might have just been looking for somebody, but
Well, he said
the middle of the night.
that he was talking to a girl that said meet him behind the hot
Hermes.
spot.
I do live kind of fucking hot.
Well, I mean, he was clean. I think he was
God
trying to meet
forbid.
a girl and
No, that's
somebody's messing with him.
Thank you. I just wasn't comfortable.
God, I hate this.
No problem. Does that door stay open?
Not typically all the time, but
I'll get it.
thank you.
Okay, have a good night.
You too.
The police mentioned that the man was simply at the wrong house and didn't need to escalate it further. However, viewers of this video were appalled by Spartanburg 911's dispatcher, so
Yeah.
much so that they needed to make a statement, which they did, in
Good.
which they announced their regret for this situation and that it would be formally investigated. They would then acknowledge that the way the call was handled did not reflect the agency's policies, compassion, or core values, and claimed that the dispatcher did in fact call police back to the residence, but did not relay that to the caller. And in their final update,
Well, then, okay, then
Spartanburg
she's full of
911
shit.
said it would not take matters lightly and would implement measures intended to prevent a similar incident from happening again.
Hate hate that. God.
In 2010, a nearly unknown YouTube channel appeared under the name
I'm Seeing
I'm Seeing
Gnomes.
Gnomes. The man behind it, who was named Ryan, said he lived in a rural mountainous area and had begun noticing things that he could not explain. For instance,
I'm
objects
Seeing
disappearing from his home, or strange chattering noises from the woods outside at night. So he created the
Hello,
channel
Myth. We're
alongside a
talking about I'm
blog,
Seeing
which he would treat
Gnomes.
almost like a diary to document what was happening. And oddly enough, one of the first videos on his page was simply named Missing Spoon. In the video, he would explain how a wooden spoon that was in his sink the night prior was found in his backyard. In addition, there were what he claimed to be bipedal-like tracks leading away from his back door and all the way to a nearby barn where he had seen activity before. Once the snow had melted, he began filming the areas of activity,
malicious, or if
including
he
the barn,
was, they didn't
and in
make
his
a move on
blog
her.
he
Yeah.
noted that he may have unknowingly captured something on camera.
I have seen what appear to be biped-like entities going under the lattice, and you can see there that there is a gap in the wood, and you can also notice that just around...
This is definitely like an ARG thing. No?
You can hear geese in the background too. That's the crazy neighbor in the wood. And you can also note in the wood, and you can also note...
Now realistically, this could have been
bug?
anything, but Ryan was convinced it was connected to the activity around his property. And as he continued searching the surrounding woods,
Tells
he
me
began
gnomes are good to
documenting
keep around the
flattened
house, but I've
areas
always
and small
known they're
tunnels
evil.
that he believed could be nesting areas. But the most unsettling evidence from his channel was not video, it was only audio. Because after recording audio overnight, he updated his blog, and it simply read, quote, "When I first heard this, I absolutely got
No
goosebumps
title
on
can
my
do
arms.
this update
This is
justice.
the exact same sound I heard the night I was whistled at. Now I've cleaned up the
Whistled
audio
at.
as best I can, but it certainly doesn't
I'm gonna
sound
start
like
calling
anything
men
I've
that
heard."
whistle at me gnomes.
Eventually,
That's
Ryan
it?
decided he would attempt to make communication by leaving a clipboard and a note on a table outside, letting them know that he meant them
Can
no harm
gnomes
and
read
was simply
English?
intrigued by them. But the following morning,
What are we
the
doing?
clipboard was gone and the table overturned. And 3 days later would be his final blog post. I'm trying to stay mentally positive as much as I can. A few days ago, I had a bizarre dream about gnomes. Something like I was driving with a couple of friends in the car, and there was a gnome on the side of the road. I mentioned it to them and they laughed and didn't believe me and refused to look back. Whenever I start feeling that way, I just have to root myself in my activities to keep focused and not try to start thinking too much about things I can't control. Now, it's entirely possible that Ryan was building some kind of found footage web series, but in 2010, ARG-style horror channels weren't as nearly as familiar as they
True,
are
it's the
today.
time.
And since his final entry mentioned staying mentally positive, it could also be that he just became obsessed with the idea of gnomes on his property, maybe as a way to distract himself from things he couldn't control. And while his viewers still occasionally check on him through his comments, Ryan has never provided another update. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And
Let's see. Okay, we got Wilderness Whispers. This is from 10 hours ago. It says most disturbing things ever caught on camera. It looks like body cam footage, though, so we'll see. Might
On
just
March
swap out.
11th, 2026, officers received multiple calls from a man in Florida reporting that his ex-wife was harassing him. But this wasn't your typical police encounter, because things took a turn that even the officers who arrived at the scene weren't expecting. He called again, and this time he met with an officer in a parking lot, wanting to document everything that had been happening.
Okay.
Hi.
I missed a call. I was over in the bushes there. I'm just wanting to document everything that's going on. So I'm pulling up. This is from last night. Did you saw the email I sent you?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you want to go through these again, but I don't know if you listened to them. They're f***ing scary.
What? What is going...
And I was super cool. And then yesterday I got a victim impact statement in the mail, and I said, oh, maybe something happened with a case number. And then this.
So, I don't
screaming
know
one?
if clearly something's going on with her. Like that's not normal behavior.
This is, I don't know how you make your voice sound like that.
Right.
So here's a little
Is this this is when we saw it's when she is the kids with her, right? She sends him harassing messages while she is the kids.
backstory to help you understand what's going on here. The night before, within the span
Yes,
of just
okay.
1 hour, the man received 17 calls and 9
Jesus.
voicemails from his ex-wife. The two of them had been married for years, but he had since moved on, finding a new partner and building a new life. He wouldn't have had any contact with his ex if it wasn't for the children they shared. That's why, after receiving all those calls, he knew he had to do something about it, especially since this wasn't someone he wanted his kids around.
Alright, do me a favor and play them. Just because I have what you sent me and I'll submit those already, but just to put them on camera, yeah.
You heard one of myself and help.
Yeah.
Right?
So 144 was when she started leaving voicemails?
This will, I believe, have been yes. That's the first voicemail. These previous two did not.
Okay. Okay, play the other one.
Okay, we're up to second one here.
Yeah, we'll skip ahead. We did all see these ones already.
I'll let you decide. It's this. I would personally failed,
this
causing
thing.
the arm that was supposed to hold all that weight to snap in half mid-motion.
I remember
There was no
this.
warning, no strange sounds beforehand, and nothing unusual that the arm hadn't done countless times before. But in that particular moment, it simply failed, sending everyone crashing down. In the aftermath, 23 people were injured, with 3 in critical condition.
Awful.
Fortunately, no one lost their life that night. The park was immediately ordered to close by Regional Governor Prince Saud bin Nahar, while an official investigation was launched into the ride's maintenance and structural integrity. The failure was reportedly blamed on metal fatigue. Over time, the constant stress from swinging and spinning can create microscopic cracks in the steel. If these aren't detected during regular safety inspections, the cracks can continue spreading until the structure suddenly gives way under extreme loads. Honestly, this isn't the first time I've seen one of these pendulum rides fail. And if I have one piece of advice for you, it's this. I would personally avoid getting on something like this. Many amusement park operators may prioritize keeping costs down over properly maintaining these machines, and when you're dealing with massive structures carrying
AI
dozens
voice.
of people, that's a risk I wouldn't personally take. There are plenty of other attractions in these parks that are just as entertaining without putting yourself through something like this. In August 2016, a 30-year-old woman named
Wilderness
Kayla
Beach,
Brown
yes.
and her boyfriend, Charlie Carver, went missing after visiting a property for a cleaning job. Police spent weeks searching for them without finding any strong leads,
I remember this
but they
case.
never stopped looking. After roughly
hated
2
this
months,
case.
investigators used cell phone data to trace the general whereabouts of Kayla and Charlie.
God, I hated
They
this
were also
case.
tipped off by suspicious Facebook posts made from the couple's accounts, including messages claiming they had gotten married and bought a house. These posts appeared after days of silence and didn't match what their families believed was actually happening. This eventually led investigators to a rural, forested property. When police arrived, they first found Carver's car abandoned in the woods, but it had been spray painted a different color. As they continued searching the area, they walked past a giant shipping container, and then they heard screaming coming from inside. Some officers began recording, while others rushed to open the container. And that's when they found Kayla.
Watch out. Y'all move. Someone got a weapon. I got it. Watch out.
I'm sorry. None of you had your weapons, and you just. I mean, I admire the let's get this person help. I admire that, but the guy with the gun should not be in the back of the storage unit, behind 3 other guys. Also, was he holding it like this? Hold on. Is he holding it like this? What are we doing?
Joey!
Sheriff's officer.
I need you
What?
here. Grab that
Back
camera.
up there, about this one. Are you okay?
He's pointing at the
Go.
ground.
Do you have any weapons? Coming through, okay? What's your name? What's your name, man?
Lauren.
Okay. All right. Just a girl. Just a girl. How are you, honey? This is bolt cutters. This is our best. These are paramedics.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get you out of there. Okay.
Just hang loose for me.
Anybody got? I need a handcuff key. Handcuff key. I don't.
I got it right here.
Hold up. Y'all slide back. Hold on. He's got a light. We gotta let him take photographs. Randy, let me see your light, Randy. You can put your hands down, sweetheart. You're okay. We're here. Okay.
Yes, sir. Y'all sit back for me.
Light on or off?
You're fine. We'll get the rest of it here. Let's get her out of here.
We're getting bolt cutters, honey. Don't. You got a handcuff key. I got mine's in my car.
God, this poor woman.
They found Kayla with a chain tied around her neck. As the officers worked to cut her free, she began telling them what had happened to her boyfriend, and what she revealed was absolutely disturbing.
Do you know where your buddy is?
Charlie?
Yes.
He shot him.
He shot him? Who did? Deuce.
Todd Colehep shot Charlie Carver 3 times in the chest, wrapped him in a blue tarp, put him in the bucket of the tractor, locked me down here, and I never seen him again. He says he's dead and buried. He says there's several bodies dead and buried out here, and he says that the dogs will be ruined if they go looking because there's red pepper.
We're gonna step you up, sweet. Because there's what?
Red pepper.
Okay. Tell the dog people that.
He says there's pepper everywhere around the car. The car's struggling a ravine.
God, think of how many times he told her that. Even if they are able to find you, they'll never find him. They'll never know where to look because I put red pepper everywhere. You're stuck here. You're not going anywhere. Even if they bring out dogs looking for you, they're not going to find it because there's red pepper. She said red pepper, I think, 3 or 4 times in this body cam footage.
I could have land. Okay. Probably covered in.
Before finding Kayla, investigators received a third-party tip claiming that she had been buried somewhere on a 100-acre property. When they checked the area, they discovered that the only 100-acre property within 2 miles of the cell tower belonged to a man named
Someone
Todd
told them
Colehep.
she was buried?
Investigators then pulled Colehep's cell phone records, which showed that his phone had been in the same area as Kayla and Charlie's phones on the final day they were active. Colehep eventually pleaded guilty to murdering Charlie Carver and 6 other people over a 13-year period. He was sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. This included 4 people he had shot and killed in 2003 at a Superbike motorsports store in Chesney. Since then, Brown has spoken publicly about her ordeal, including an interview with Dr. Phil about her 2 months in captivity, and the case has been covered in several documentaries. I honestly can't even imagine what either of them went through.
Yeah.
Ride to Discover is a channel where a guy named Neil posts videos from his explorations. He usually visits abandoned places or locations filled with history, like Chernobyl. In this particular video,
Chernobyl,
he and
not
several of his
Chernobyl.
friends decided to
Chernobyl.
explore the famous
The AI
Denby
can't
Mental
properly
Asylum
enunciate.
in Wales. But their exploration almost went completely wrong.
Explorers, we've made it at Denby. We're just walking
Is this
up.
the one
As
where they
Justin
get shot
Steve
at
likes
'cause
to
they're
say,
stupid?
the Urbex Highway.
Is this the one where they get shot at?
Like I said, I've been wanting to explore
Maybe
this place for a
turning.
very long time. So I'm getting very, very excited. Oh, you can just see it. So finally, guys, after all this long waiting, we have finally made it to Denby. This is absolutely crazy. Guys, you don't understand how long I've been waiting to explore this place. I'm actually here. We're here now, we're exploring it, and it's going to be a crazy explore. Just look at the size of it.
Crazy
and this is nothing. This is only like part of it.
It was a massive place, and the entire property had been left in ruins. Nothing unusual happened while they were exploring. They simply went from room to room, looking for anything interesting to film. After a while, they decided it was time to leave. They got out of the building and started walking toward the exit of the property.
Let me guess.
When, all of a sudden, they were stopped by someone, let's just say, unpredictable.
Why?
Just filming now.
Oh God.
You?
What the fuck?
No, don't. It's good. No, I'm warning you. It's good. Hey, come near me. All right, the police are coming. You tried running me down? I didn't run you down. I tried to put that out. I put it up. Okay. You tried running me down? I didn't run you down. I tried to put that out. I put it up. Now, go on. Oh, all of you. I'm done. I ring the police. You tried running me down. Attempted murder. Go on. Off site now. Who spikes that? Take it with you. Go on, and you. You know what you can do with that camera. Quick.
Hold you, precious.
Can I just say, in a horror movie, that's the guy that's trying to save you from like the evil monster that's like definitely coming to eat you. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of, you need to get out of here, grab your camera, do what you can with your camera, get out of here quick. I'm gonna call the police if you don't leave. Like, he knows something you don't know. He's trying to help you. It's aggressive, it sucks. It's attempted murder, you know, but like you also, he's probably right. Get the fuck out of there.
You're not allowed here either, man.
At that exact moment, they looked back and could see the man reaching for something in the back of his car.
Bad idea.
This was when they started fearing that
See, in the United States, I'd be like, oh, he's got a gun. We're gonna die.
he might be reaching for a gun. Considering that he had just tried to run them over moments earlier, it wasn't exactly an unreasonable assumption.
What the hell? What's up? Is he? He's got a gun! Has he really got a gun? Yeah. You know, he's got a gun. Yeah.
Now, whether the man was actually trying to harm them or not, we'll probably never know. We know he didn't shoot them, so maybe he had a change of heart after seeing the group was already leaving, or perhaps he simply didn't have a gun at all. Nevertheless,
Yeah,
it goes to show why you should always be careful when exploring
Tells me that
abandoned
you
buildings.
carry some
I won't even get into how these places are often occupied by homeless people or individuals involved in illegal activities. But you never know who you might encounter. But it can still be dangerous because some property owners can become extremely aggressive when they find people trespassing. And in some cases, they might even be willing to take someone's life simply for being on their property. And if that sounds exaggerated, you haven't watched many of my videos, because unfortunately, things like this really do happen. Thankfully, the group managed to get away unharmed, but I bet they won't take a risk like that again. Or
No, they're
maybe
YouTubers.
they will.
They'll do something.
Who knows?
Don't worry.
Tim Wells Bowhunter is a guy that I bet you would never guess what he does on his channel, and that's exactly why I'm going to tell you. Well, he hunts with his bow. He and his friends go hunting for turkeys, coyotes, and all kinds of other animals.
Coyotes.
But as you'll see in this video, sometimes they hunt other things too.
Okay. Why'd you say it like that?
Oh, watch this arrow. This arrow straight up. It's coming right for us.
Are you stupid? Oh, you're
As you
stupid.
see, this time the hunter ended up hunting.
So the horror is men being dumb with their hunting gear again. Okay. I don't.
Himself. He shot an arrow into the air, but it didn't hit anything. And as we all know, a good hunter should always hit something when he shoots. So of course, after missing the birds, the arrow needed to find another target. Unfortunately, that target was him. Jokes aside, this could have gone incredibly wrong, so I'm just glad that hunting trip didn't end with someone in the hospital, or even worse.
Jesus. Okay, let me go to the channel. Let's see if there's anything else. Outdoor encounters that took a dark turn. And then
Frosty
I'll probably wrap up
Flakes
soon,
is an
so
old channel
And then I'll wrap up soon because we are at 3 hours and I need to edit.
where the creator posted a few videos from his hunting trips, never doing it with the intention of going viral or taking unnecessary risks. But in this particular video, he stumbled upon something that turned an ordinary hunting trip into a moment filled with
couldn't
pure
see that they were
adrenaline.
below the
He was
geese
bow
stuff.
hunting with his friend in Imnaha, Oregon, when suddenly the hunters almost became the prey.
Jesus.
They were looking for elk and had a whistle they were using to call them in. But unfortunately, that sound also attracted some unwanted attention.
Wolves are exactly on opposite sides of us.
Jesus. They're gonna get you. The wolves are gonna get you. Did he use
A pack
it
of
again?
hungry wolves began circling them,
Hungry
thinking they
wolves.
had found an elk. They sounded extremely close, and the hunters quickly started getting more and more afraid. They began walking back, but every time they stopped to listen, the wolves seemed to be getting closer and closer, appearing in places where they had just been moments earlier. It was clear that the two men were completely outnumbered, and at one point they even managed to spot two of the wolves.
Oh! Pappy the First, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. Hi, I'm Amanda. I admit we're not going to be live for much longer because I have been live for 3 hours and I need to edit because I'm a YouTuber first and a Twitch streamer second. But welcome in. How was the raid? How's the stream? Not the raid, sorry. I've been traveling for 5 days, so I'm fried. I'm shocked I made it 3 hours. How was the stream? Oops, sorry, I'm realizing I'm making that one thing go off on the side. But yes, hi, I'm Amanda. I run Swell Entertainment. I'm mostly a YouTuber. I'm a just chatting, occasionally a bad gamer streamer, and we like to watch these horror compilation videos and make fun of the choices inside of them. So yes, love the JoJo Siwa Cruise video. Oh, thank you. Pappy made some really nice chicken on her cooking stream tonight. Oh, very fun. I made French onion pasta that I make, which is sick. It's like you make, like, it's like the process of making French onion soup, but you put pasta in it so it sucks up all the noodles and then it cooks everything down. It's fantastic. I love it. A whole chicken and stuffing on stuff. Oh, it sounds so good. Like baked chicken and stuffing. Nice. I was driving all day in a car with no AC and 9-degree heat. I get feeling fried. Dude, the heat. I'm in LA. We're still under a heat advisory and it's almost 8 p.m. Hami's chicken looks amazing. Chimkin. Okay, we're back to horror videos, so I understand. This is a wolf video. Usually we operate under the video is here. Nothing true horrible happened. Unfortunately, that is not always the case, but usually we get warning. These two dudes were using an elk calling horn, and some wolves are hunting them now because wolves be doing that. So I don't think we'll see any close encounters past this. Yes, the voice you hear is AI. Wilderness Whisper is an AI compilation channel, but the videos are real, which is why from real creators, which is why we still watch them. But that also means we get to make fun of Whispers, because Whispers is an AI voice, and therefore we get to make fun of them whenever they decide to do like weird fan fiction about maybe it was aliens. It's very fun. Super hot here. I can't even imagine what it's like in LA. I'm in LA and the heat is horrible. Wolves are cute. Yes. Okay. Lock it in. Directly behind us where the first video were? What do you mean?
I stayed on the ridge. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna keep moving. I don't know why we keep pausing. catcalling. Let's see. Yeah, there's one. God, wolves are both larger and smaller than you might think. Especially certain species of wolves. Certain species of wolves are huge.
First one was white, wasn't it?
Then
They
another
picked up
barked
the
at
pace
us.
and started walking faster, but the wolves were all around them, and one in particular was getting much closer than the rest. After walking for a while and getting further away, the wolves seemed to stop following them, with most
they
of the
were like, God,
howls
they're
now
making us
sounding
work for it.
distant.
This sucks.
But just when they thought they had finally
Why am I
gotten
to
away,
face more work
the
from Mark
loudest
May?
howl
Well, you
came
see,
from
you're
an
hunting
extremely
elk.
short distance
So-
away, and it sounded almost like a warning.
Ooh. It does not sound that far away. It sounds, sorry, it sounds farther than close. If that makes sense. Girl, they're just gossiping. That one's close. Get moving. Why did we stop? Let's be smart. It bumped my leg and almost knocked me over and didn't
That
even
was the
realize
last
it ran
howl
into
they
something.
heard, and then everything went completely quiet, almost as if it
Damn.
was saying, "You got away. Now stay there and never come back." People flooded the
please.
comments discussing what had happened, and many seemed to know what they were talking about.
What is the real protocol?
One particular
Keep walking,
comment
don't
received
run.
a
It's
lot of
basically-
attention, with the
It's much similar to the Bobcat protocol. If you get, God no, they're more like nah. How often do wolves attack? Now you got me googling. How often do wolves attack humans? How often do wolves attack humans? We're not looking at the AI. Ooh, International Wolf Center. Are wolves dangerous to humans? The risk associated with a wolf attacking a human are above 0, but far too low to calculate. A new report says between 2002 and 2020, researchers found 26 fatal attacks throughout the world. Of those, 14 were due to rabies. So they're extremely unlikely to attack humans, at the very least. Above 0, but far too low to calculate. Yeah. It's kind of like, I'm assuming it's very similar to a bear protocol, if anything. Secure your food away from where you're sleeping. Don't be an idiot. It's pretty straightforward, you know. If you're in a situation like this, I think the smart thing to do is pack your gear and get the fuck out. Be aware of your surroundings and keep your head in a swivel, but keep moving. They know those woods better than you. Be smart.
The person suggesting that the howls were actually warnings, telling the hunters to leave because they had entered the wolves' territory. He also believed the wolves might have had
full
a
wolf
den
sanctuary,
with
and
pups
that's the day
nearby.
she learned the wolf really
Otherwise,
liked
they
her
probably
science. He
would have
attempted
left
to
the area
lean on her
immediately.
like she was a wall,
Instead,
knocked
they
her
were
over,
circling the
would not
hunters
stop
and
trying to
standing
look
their
directly
ground,
into her mouth,
which
no
made
matter
him
how
and many
tight she
others
kept her
believe
lips
that the
together.
wolves
She looked
saw
seriously
them as a
tight next to
threat
it when
to
they
their
looked together. That's
pups.
so funny.
The hunters said they saw at least 6 wolves,
That's
with the
crazy.
possibility that there were even more nearby. So, it's pretty clear that getting any closer could have ended very differently. This next
Become
video
lifelong
comes from a
companions,
channel
understood.
used to be called It's Bates, where 2 friends often explore strange places in the dark. But in this particular video, they stumbled upon something they definitely weren't expecting while exploring a remote forest with an abandoned tunnel, and ended up thinking they were being
Me?
followed by more than 20 people.
Mood.
They're back, bro.
Are those torches? Oh, you're in Fears to Fathom. Get the fuck out of there. Oh, you're in a horror game played by Markiplier at like 10 p.m. You need to get the fuck out of there. You see the light? They're already too close. You need to stop filming and run. You need to hide. Climb. Get tall.
I got clear footage of them.
Guys, wait.
You can see them.
Get the fuck out of there.
From the tunnel.
Turn
Wait,
your
wait,
light
wait.
off.
From the tunnel. We walk straight left.
Now is not the time to strategize. You need to move.
And they ran, and we stood left again. How did they find us?
Let's see. The big ass fucking filming light you're using to illuminate yourself in the darkness? Just a guess. I mean, I don't like to, you know, assume, but I think it's Extremely likely. God, you know the photo that keeps sticking in my head? It's like, oh, because you said if you can see their life, they can see yours. The thing that keeps sticking in my head, because everyone keeps resharing this fuck-ass artwork. Have you guys seen the T-Rex painting or photo? There's not a photo. The T-Rex artwork of it, like, camouflaged in the leaves and staring directly at you. It's so fucking unsettling. And people keep putting it on my timeline. Hold on. Hang on, let me find it. You guys need to see this. Just so I can show you. Wow, I did not spell any of those words right. T-Rex. Artwork. God, where is it? Staring at you. T-Rex. Staring. Ugh, it's this one. It's so fucked up. It makes me so fucking uncomfortable. They did an incredible job. It actually is so unsettling. Because if I looked up while camping and I saw this little arm fucker staring at me from the tree line, my bowels are evacuating immediately. Like it's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. It keeps ending up, the eyes get you. It's crazy. When a T-Rex is looking at you, they are looking at you. Okay, we're done with this. We'll go back to the other one, but yes. I've been on a dinosaur kick. I also bought a dinosaur book at the, our dinosaur magazine today. A dinosaur magazine.
Yeah, I got them like clear. Dude, they're screaming like... Dude, let's go. Oh, freak, I don't like this.
Freaking out like this.
Oh, dude, there's so many of them.
Stop filming and run! What are we doing?
I can't count them, bro, I swear.
What's so funny is they're probably not even thinking about them. They're probably just on some type of procession. Like, they're probably just doing some type of ritual. It might be a religious practice, who knows. But because you guys are being so ridiculous, you think that they're like coming after you. So therefore I will support them if they come after you, because you guys are not having very good basic survival instincts, and it's stressing me out.
That's like actually cutting the footballs, bro.
We have a long way out, bro. Just walk. Start walking. That's a whistle. It's barely a scream. Or a laugh.
Or should we
maybe.
go like up there? Let's go, let's go. Fast, fast, fast. Oh no. Let's hide behind like trees or something.
It was around 2 a.m., and while encountering a group of campers would have been completely normal, these people clearly weren't camping. They were screaming, and many of them were carrying candles. The explorers immediately ran in the opposite direction and started hiding, fearing that the group had spotted their flashlights and was now coming after them.
Do not film me. Don't look, don't look. That's uncomfortable.
How did they find us? Campers are famously silent.
Be quiet, don't say nothing.
Then stop talking. Why are we slowing it down? The heartbeat is crazy. What are we doing?
There's like 20 people, bro. Look, look, look. That's the last one. Let's go down.
Turn your light off! God, no one... Okay, I don't think this is what they think this is. I do think it's just like some people doing a night walk or some shit and doing a procession and doing whatever they want, okay? But however, if you are ever in a situation like this where you think anyone is hunting you, turn your fucking lights off. stop talking. Okay? Okay. If your camera, which you should be filming, if your camera has a flashing light, turn it off. Okay? Your superpower will be the darkness. Okay? Move when you can. Do not draw attention to yourself. Be smart. That's it.
Wait. I can't see nothing. Okay, dude. Let's go home. I've got them on camera, so that's all that matters.
Let's tromp through the loudest patch of grass and leaves and trees ever in existence to get away from this troop of people.
Let's go. I swear, there were like 20 people, bro. Most of them didn't have candles, but like... Oh no, I have no idea what it is.
After seeing the people walking so close, it became clear that they were coming after them, or at least heading toward the place where they thought the explorers had gone. The weirdest...
In current times, firelight would not be ideal for a search party at night. You'd want flashlights because then you can easily sweep the space a lot easier. Because firelight can illuminate a wider space. It's like a bubble of light, but it's hard to direction it. So you can, if like, say the light catches a glint and it's like a bracelet or something, it's hard to focus that. So it probably isn't a search party. They're using firelight.
Part was the strange way they were talking and screaming as they walked through
It's
the
girls'
forest
night.
with
They're
their
looking for a
candles.
sacrifice. Don't be annoying.
Thankfully,
You'll
the
be fine.
explorers managed to escape, and many people believe they were
Escape.
actually part of some kind of cult.
Oh,
because
please.
honestly, what other reason would there be for more than 20 people to walk through the woods?
Having a good friend group and wanting to seek whimsy, the fuck?
At 2 a.m. carrying candles. I'm just glad they managed to get away. It made me wonder what would have happened if they had been caught. But maybe it's better that we never found out.
Why would it be dogging? Monligers, it's never dogging.
Arms Family Homestead is a channel where Daniel posts videos showing his life on the homestead, taking care of his animals, working around the property, and everything else that comes with it.
Out again.
In this
It's a
particular
crazy
video,
title.
he was doing exactly that, filming himself while working around the property and burning some dry leaves. It was a controlled fire, so he stayed nearby, filming and passing the time when he decided to take a quick...
Ella, what are you confused about? Dogging is a term for voyeurism and public sex with strangers in remote areas, often in the UK, not always. Oftentimes when there's a group of people, my chat likes to be like, dogging? It's rarely dogging, okay? That was also a group of women, okay? Oh, I see. Yeah, if that was your question, dogging does not reference wolf dogs. Dogging references public sex. The other one my chat likes to bring up regularly is frogging, which is like PHROGGING. That has nothing to do with sex. That has everything to do with people secretly living inside your walls of your home. Also, very rarely is it frogging. And Bigfoot. Another one they like to throw out is Bigfoot.
quick video for his Instagram story.
See, I was out here just burning leaves.
What if my merch was just this? YouTube, swell entertainment. What if it was just that?
In the woods behind our house. We live way out in the country, okay?
God, control burns like this when it's only one dude monitoring it. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Actually, no, I don't know what he's doing. Actually, is this the scary? Who's running? No, someone else came running through. Okay, so it's not like it got out of hand. Okay. Controlled burns like this stress me out when there's no one to monitor the situation.
So I got my little phone out and I'm like, I'm on Snapchat, and Instagram stories, and so I hold up my phone and I do this little Instagram story and post it. So your mama told you not to play with fire, right? Well, whoopsie. So I'm on Instagram and I this little video. No big deal, don't think anything about it. Stay out here in the woods, walking around. I burned several acres out here in the woods yesterday. So it's getting dark, I'm kind of watching my fires, watching everything. I'm way out in the middle of nowhere, about 9 o'clock at night last night, 9:30, something like that, I get this message on Instagram.
He posted the story
God,
and a few hours.
this is my fear. I know exactly what's about to happen. This is my fear one day that I post a video and you guys are like, just so you know, this guy is following you in all of these clips. Like, that's literally my fear. Hey, there's a guy watching you from behind a convention, like, poster. Like, while you're walking down the street and filming, that guy is watching you from the window and taking video of you. Like, actually, my fucking nightmare.
Hours later, one of his friends sent him a strange message asking him a very specific question. Confused, he replayed his own story to see what his friend was talking about. And that's when he noticed something that left him absolutely stunned.
Let's
so your mama told you not to play with fire, right? Well, whoopsie. Oh yeah, lots of fire.
That doesn't look like a Sasquatch.
Oh yeah, lots of fire.
Could it be a bird?
It looked like a human-like creature running straight across the fire and jumping over it to get...
It could be behind the fire, running through a running path and avoiding the flames and like booking it.
Get out of there. But what was it actually?
It doesn't look like a
I'm not
bird
going to
anymore.
say it was Bigfoot.
It's not Bigfoot.
Unless Bigfoot suddenly started going to the gym.
No, because if it was Bigfoot, Bigfoot would come and beat your ass for starting a fire in his woods. Bigfoot has hands. Everyone knows this. That's like a very obvious Bigfoot fact. Are you guys fake Bigfoot truthers? What's going on? Bigfoot's got hands, obviously.
Lost a
It's
few
ball
pounds
lighting.
and
It's never
shaved off
ball
all his
lighting.
hair because whatever that was looked extremely skinny and not fluffy at all. I'm honestly trying to figure out what it could
Fluffy?
have been because I don't
It's
really
just a
see
dude
any
wearing
reason
black.
for someone to run through a fire and risk getting burned just to make a video go viral on YouTube. But maybe it really was Bigfoot thinking,
My favorite when they're like, oh my god, what is that? And it's very obviously just a man wearing all black running gear. Like,
oh gosh, who just burned down my crib?
yeah, he's coming to beat your ass.
I honestly think it was probably just a trespasser who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and wanted to get out of there without being seen. But what do you think? Mike OK is a guy who travels around the world, doing things that many people would love to experience. He visits some of the most incredible locations and films everything along the way. In this particular video, however, he encountered something that probably gave him a heart attack for a moment when he decided to spend the night sleeping on the Great Wall of China. I told you he visits some great locations.
Right, we are in the town of Shijiazhi. I think it's called Shijiazhi.
You think?
Quite literally in the middle of nowhere, and there's no one here. No one here.
The taxi's like, I'm leaving
So if
you
my
here?
calculations are correct, the Great Wall of China is that way. About an hour and a half hike. It is our shared responsibility to protect the Great Wall. For your safety, don't go beyond this point.
I guess we're gonna go behind this point.
I think that, I don't know if that means this way. This is the way I want to go. This is the way I'm going. Strange. I haven't seen a single other, I saw that one car drive past. I haven't seen a single other person here.
Someone starts torching the underbrush.
He was completely alone, with no one else in sight for miles, so he assumed that was how the rest of the night would go. He continued walking, but after going a little...
I was trespassing, and then I found out that people don't like it when you do that. Sorry, I
realized why there was no one around. The section of the Great Wall he was exploring wasn't open to the public, but that didn't stop him from planning to stealth camp there anyway.
This section of the Great Wall is not open to the public.
Yet?
We've officially hit our off-road section. According to my maps, it's this way. I don't know what this means, but probably says stay the f*** out.
You don't say.
This is actually so much tougher than I thought it was going to be. I don't know what I was expecting.
He eventually reached the
how
Great
about that it's
Wall and
not
started
available
climbing it.
for people to
After
come in?
exploring and walking around for a while, he found a spot where he could set up his camp and keep an eye out for anyone nearby. But that plan didn't exactly go as expected.
So tonight I'm going to sleep in here, and then in the morning, hopefully all this is cleared. We can actually see something. So the sun's gone down, and this is pure isolation. Pure isolation. It's dead silent. And I can see nothing but just darkness around me. And it's these moments where you're just like, you know, I always want to solo travel. I always want to travel alone until I wish that I wasn't alone.
But then during the night, he suddenly began hearing strange sounds coming from around him. He immediately started getting a little panicked because he was literally in the middle of nowhere, completely alone.
Dude, I know I'm in the middle of nowhere, but this is so sketchy. I keep hearing voices, like far away voices. But
yeah, I'm sure there's ghosts and shit, dude.
I don't know, it's just scary.
What do you mean I went to the ghost factory and there was ghosts at the ghost factory that built the ghost factory that are now trapped in the ghost factory and the ghost factory that I'm camping in, the ghost factory that I'm not supposed to be in because it's closed to the public in the ghost factory? What do you mean? Like, what are we talking about?
It's scary. Let's just wait for the sun to come up. Try to get a few hours sleep. Wait for the sun to come up.
Minutes later. I'm gonna try and get some sleep, wait for the sun to come up. Minutes later.
Okay, brother.
Oh, that's a human.
Okay.
I'd shit my pants. Oh God, I'd rather a ghost. I'd rather have a ghost. I'd rather it be a ghost, actually, than a man. Oh God.
You are sleeping? Sleeping here?
I will take a time lapse.
Take a time lapse. Oh, on the sunrise.
Yes.
Or the stars. Okay. What's your name? What's your name?
Ding Haitao.
Ding Haitao. My name is Micah. Micah. Oh, very scary. You are sleeping? Or time lapse of the stars?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe soon the moon will come out.
I hope so. I hope the moon will come out for you.
I just realized, was he going like this and wiping his hand on his pants because he shook his hand?
I want to take pictures. The moon is on the sky and the cloud is under.
Yeah.
Why do you have a gun on me, Chris?
Dude, I'm just lying.
Why are you shirtless in the fucking... Men stress me out. Men solo travelers stress me out so fucking bad. Why are you shirtless camping in the Great Wall of China? My good sir. What? Survival instinct of a turnip. What are we talking about?
Fortunately, it wasn't anything dangerous. It turned out to be another guy who was there with his camera, trying to capture a time lapse of the stars. It was just a complete coincidence that the two of them happened to be in the same place at the same time. Although nothing bad happened, it goes to show that even when you're in the most secluded place imaginable, you still need to be prepared for anything. You never know who you might stumble upon, and next time it might not be this safe.
God, I want to go to there so bad. I want to go to there.
This next video comes from Poland around 2015 and shows one of the strangest things ever filmed. A man was standing on a bridge over the
I will say, everyone that I've ever met that's from China actually is very good English. It's, I think, required a lot earlier than some other countries. So, because I think a lot of them do exchange programs, is my understanding, especially for college. So, I mean, it is something I have been told, because I've talked a lot about how I want to go to China. They're like, oh, you don't even need to, you'll be totally fine. And I'm like, oh, but I don't speak any Chinese. They're like, that's not a problem at all. Like, it's probably easier to get around China right now as an English speaker than it is to get around Japan right now. Other countries are multilingual. Yeah, no, for Americans, we are, our standard is a lot lower than other countries. It's taught in childhood, yeah.
Vistula River in Warsaw when he noticed something extremely strange in the distance near the edge of the river. A few men dressed in biohazard suits appeared to be approaching the water.
Okay, that's
Seeing
a bad
this,
idea.
the uploader quickly pulled out his camera and started recording, capturing something absolutely terrifying.
Ah, look, guys, illegal dumping. Crime. Is that a, what the fuck is that? Is that a hospital bed? Are they picking something up? What the fuck? Mermaid? Are we going mermaid? Chat, are we going mermaid? That's a tail. We going mermaid? Mermaid? It's definitely not a manatee. Mermaid? I'm going mermaid. That looks like a tail to me. That's a mermaid, baby. That's totally a mermaid.
Because the footage was filmed from so far away, it's impossible to tell exactly what kind of creature they pulled out of the water.
Mermaid.
But many people
Mermaid.
started speculating that it looked like a mermaid. That sounds pretty exaggerated, but while most
Mr. Maybe it's Bigfoot? A mermaid is too much for you? Mr. AI, oh, it's a Bigfoot. It's the aliens. What? A mermaid? Where's your whimsy AI voice? What? A mermaid? That's too out there? It's too out, that's too outside the realm of possibility? Fuck off. Actually.
strange river creature videos are usually hoaxes, misidentified animals, or internet urban legends. The region does have its own history of aquatic mysteries.
See, can I be so for real? I feel like mermaids are the hardest to fake. I feel like Bigfoot's easier and no one actually does it. Like for like a fake Bigfoot video.
Including the legend of the monster of Lake Drosco. Many people genuinely believed this man had accidentally captured something
that
the
was Loch
world
Ness
wasn't
Monster.
supposed to see.
Don't disrespect
Others
Nessie
thought it
like
was
that.
simply a large fish, or even a body. Later, the deputy mayor of Warsaw publicly claimed that the whole thing was just a joke, making the video seem even less genuine. But many people weren't convinced, because, let's be honest, that's exactly what the government would say if they were caught doing something shady, right? Just call it fake and claim it was all for promotion, knowing how quickly people would believe.
Promotion for what? Okay, again, it was a publicity stunt. For what? What purpose did it serve? You have to ask yourself this. What is this promoting? Actually, it's a shitty video, so it's not the video quality. There's no identifiable logos, so it's not like Levi's jeans, okay? It's not Hazmats R Us, okay? What could this possibly be doing for promotion, actually? It's not good police work, so...
Them. Now, who
Tourism,
knows what was
please.
actually true? The video or the government's explanation? Many people still choose to believe the first option. What do you think?
All right.
Regular video.
I'm gonna call it. I need to edit. Let me see. Do. Back to Twitch. Back to Twitch. Back to Twitch. Why is nothing working? All right. I'm gonna raid and run Frogan, chat. Alrighty. Have fun. I gotta edit, okay? Be nice. Take your shoes off at the door. You know how it goes. Okay, bye. Bye. I will be live tomorrow and Wednesday. I leave again Thursday. So, have fun. Bye. Bye. Thank you for watching.